What's going on, guys? We are back for our next session of our N64 clone Ogre Battle RPG Lordly Caliber. Before we get down and dirty here, in case you haven't seen across all of my other videos, the Inn of Planar Crossroads is giving away a one-shot. They need 4 adventurers just like you to participate in a one-shot with them in celebration of their ticking over 100 subscribers. The GM for that one shot, Kane, is right here with us, and we'll throw a link in the description if you haven't already entered for the one shot. Giveaway ends on the 15th. Is that correct, Kane?
Yes, that's true. I am accepting submissions until the 15th.
Alrighty, they're good.
What's the game system?
Pathfinder. I guess I should have said.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty much all we play between the two channels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll play other stuff over here eventually, but that is neither here nor there. Let me whip out the D6 for in-character reflections. We're going to go ahead and we're going to say, because it got real convoluted last session, we're going to do our in-character reflections here and now, and everybody's going to end with 1 hero point. I know that the system got really wibbly-wobbly because it was bad and we were late. And here comes that D6. Bam. 1 is for Joe.
One at the end?
No, you're getting
one at the end?
We're getting them. We got them at the end last time because you remember, it was bad.
Yeah, I remember that.
But you'll have them now.
The entire session.
Yeah, everybody will have 1 at the end of this.
At the end of the session?
No, at the end of the reflection. The end of the reflection.
Oh, okay. There we are. That's what. Yes, that is correct. I was very confused. I was like, Tommy, I feel cheated.
Good. Well, I did roll a 1, so you are first, Joe. In character reflection for your hero point. You have the floor.
In character reflection for the hero point. Gee, I don't know. It's a bit. I guess it's a bit confusing for Enderling, having come so far from home to end up losing his mind in a cavern. It's just I don't know. He's come so far, like I said, and he's like Enderling himself is just, I guess, mortified at the thought of him harming his comrades. You're not supposed to do that. But like, there's part of him deep inside that is loving it. Just, it's scary to him, I guess. He's kind of just terrified of himself.
Fair enough. I'll take it. And I also forgot half the party's unconscious right now. So,
yes, we are.
Hero point for you. The D6 saith next is Colin.
Well, that could have gone much smoother. I'm still up, but barely. I need some heals from somebody, some healing magic, because I am just not feeling good. But, you know, once all this pans out, I think Enderling should be fine from now on, at least as long as we don't run into any more giants or anything like that. But, you know, there's this thing that keeps ambushing me whenever I try to enter the Dimension of Dreams, and I think I got a plan for how I'm gonna ambush it back.
Good. I love it when my players have plans. Take your hero point, sir. And the D6 says next is Van.
Sorry, cough. Man, you know, I just as I thought I was getting to know Enderling, what was that all about? And then I thought, like, you know, I saw the tattoo or whatever he had on his arm, and I thought, oh, magic stuff. Yeah, okay, like burn that off, man, and he'll be back. And we tried that, and it didn't work. So, you know, I don't know if I know Enderling as well as I thought I did, and which is not at all anyway, but like even less not at all now. But pro tip for myself that you know, when fighting big people bigger than me, the hitting them in the hamstring or where it hurts Seems to work pretty well. So gonna have to remember that. Yeah, okay, so who's still alive here?
Fair enough. For the record,
Shot to the nuts.
I checked it. Called shots are full round action. We're not gonna like back up the encounter. You don't have to fight the cave giants again. But what called shots moving forward until we take the feats to make them. Whenever you can take an attack action, you called shot. That's a full round action. Regardless of
Okay.
my rules lawyering, you have a hero point. Next is
Thank you.
Donald Lucia Lacroix.
Okay, what is going through Lucia's mind? Being knocked out and being in a nice cafe talking to other sentient undead, she had a thought, how am I going to lengthen my actual lifespan? Necromancy is nice and all, but after talking to my colleagues, maybe blood magic, maybe transmutation is a key to do that. And plus the rest of the people in camp would be more agreeable to this if they actually knew of this plan. Most of them doesn't like necromancy. Oh, I cut out there for a moment.
You
So
did. I was about to say either my internet died or Donald did.
nope, it's just my crappy Wi-Fi connection. Oh, so yeah, Lucia thinking of other way to lengthen her lifespan that is non-necromancy means, which is a turn for her in a way.
Fair enough. Take that hero point, sir. And I'm realizing Sarah's not in the list of me rolling because she's sitting next to me. So we're going to do evens is Sarah, odds is Kane. Odds is Kane. You can't say breathing steadily on the ground twice in a row.
Okay, fine. I'm having a lovely dream. Yeah, I'm back in the woods at home. I'm sitting around a fire. The cabin's behind me. It's a nice, cool night, and there's nothing but me in the woods, and it's beautiful. It's home, you know. Till I hear this thundering set of footsteps in the distance, and they're getting closer and closer, and the animals scatter, and the birds fly from the trees, and it's fucking Enderling through the trees, and he kicks over my fire, and he starts kicking my ass. And I'm having a very bad nightmare on the ground about Enderling kicking my ass.
Alrighty, take your hero point. You just made me laugh, so you're not gonna get it here now. But I realize I need to hand out action points a lot more often than I am, so I'm gonna go ahead and say now that you guys, the players, have the right to petition for another player's action point if you think they deserve one. And with that in mind, Van Pogue receives 1 action point because offhand remark, being the name of your offhand weapon, is absolutely hilarious in my opinion,
Yes.
and I love it. Anyway, regardless of that, Sarah, take us home in character reflection for your hero point.
Meredith is pretty confused about what's going on with Enderling, and he's feeling conflicted because he's Emeritus. Enderling is his friend, but so are the people he's attacking, so he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't want to have to attack his friend.
Alrighty, fair enough. Take your hero point, and you guys have the floor.
Francis.
2 of you have the floor in the
Norm,
sense of you are passed out on the floor.
All right. Well, Pogue will come up and try and heal somebody.
Okay.
Remind me again who's actually healable here.
If I remember correctly, Francis is passed out, Lucy is passed out, Xandu has like 2 hit points.
Not
Yes.
even.
Not Xandu has like 1 hit point.
So Xandu is like just in great shape, right?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh no, he's probably bleeding all over the place, coughing a bit.
All right. Well,
But he's
I'm
also
gonna-
zoning in and out too. So there's like times where it's just like a little bit of blood's like drooling out of his mouth,
All right.
and then other times he's like actually spitting it out.
So to Xandu, who is, hey, big guy. Well, not big guy, but bigger than me guy. How would you like a little potion or 2 here to make you feel better? warm up your insides.
Zandu says nothing.
Xandu says nothing.
Oh, I'll try to feed you 2 of them, and you get 9. How's that?
He still says nothing.
Just says nothing
Alright.
as the potion goes down his throat. That's
Alright,
probably for the
well-
best because he's. But
He does look a
Anyways.
little bit better, though.
Okay, and then geez, weird wood guy or evil aristocrat. Okay, I guess Pogue is gonna come over and lay hands on Lucia, but not in a creepy Me Too sort of way.
in the nice we heal them kind of way because we're nice people here.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Luthia nice to people. Emphasis on the nice part.
All right, so your cure light wounds gives you 6 back for that one. Are you conscious, or how far off are you?
I am conscious. I'm at 5 hit points. I have potions on me, so you can
Okay.
heal that too.
Or you know,
Okay.
Francis.
You're Francis.
You know.
Francis tosses fitfully in his sleep.
All right. So Pogue will try giving him a whack of the cure light wounds as well. You get 10.
Nice.
Oh, baby.
Is that off like
That's
one or
better.
something?
That's a max.
8 plus 2.
So
Francis, he sort of groggily opens his eyes and catches a face full of Enderling and just goes, "Ah!" and scrambles backwards.
Can he get that action point now? Just saying.
Yep, yeah, sure.
He's put us into laughing fits a couple of times.
Kane may have an action point. Congratulations.
Nice.
Nice.
Enderling, what just happened? You just attacked me and my allies.
And he probably just like looks back at you with a crazed look in his eyes.
Crazy eyes.
Inside jokes are fun. Colin continues to do nothing. I mean Xandu. Colin's
Indeed.
rolling dice.
Oh, I like
We
how
should-
Francis is rotated.
We,
I had to put his back up against the wall.
anyway, we should get back to dealing with what else is in the mine and finish what our objective is in the mine ASAP and then get out. We wasted too much time in this area.
I'm not going anywhere till Enderling explains himself. What the hell was that, big guy?
And he probably just continues to like sniff the ground, looking for things to kill. Probably that's
Is it
how he
possible,
feels right now.
Tommy? Is it possible for me to get a rational answer what happened using my withered knowledge?
yeah, of course.
Let's see. What would it be? Knowledge, Arcana.
Yeah, you can roll Knowledge Arcana.
I'll go give it a shot too.
23.
Alright, I think Colin is going to try to roll. Because he has to do percentage dice. I see he's typing. Okay, no, maybe not. Okay,
Oh,
so,
that was just
I gotcha.
I forgot what that was. You just threw me off.
Haha! Anyway, 21 and a 23 Knowledge Arcana check. You guys know, like, Enderling carries himself around like he's no different than anybody else, but you guys know that, like, he's part troll. It's very easy to see it looking at him, and trolls I need to actually, for this one thing I forgot to look up. I need to see if they're considered giants. I'm pretty sure they are.
Yes, they are. They're considered monstrous humanoid
But,
subclass giant.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so trolls are giants. You guys fought a bunch of giants that had gone, like, completely crazy and attacking you. Like I said last session, the cave giants should have at least recoiled, if not just outright run away from all the bright lights you brought down into their lair, because they're extremely sensitive to light. But they didn't seem to care at all. They seemed more content on killing you and forcing you to work in their mines. You think this might be something similar, might have affected Enderling, and you think it might be, again, something that targets giants specifically because the rest of you feel fine. Well, Zandu notwithstanding, but that's a different effect.
Yeah. It's not going to affect Pogue for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do another check. So you talked about the giants as they died, like being swept away like piles of snow, right?
I did. You guys are like where everyone is standing pretty much. I don't exactly remember where the bodies fell, but like when the giants died, a few seconds after they died, their bodies dissolved into big piles of snow, and the effect that's like picking sand up and throwing it all over the place to make it look like snowfall has continued to do so with the snow. So like everybody is probably at least ankle or knee or shin-ish, depending. There's a lot of size categories in this party, but like everybody's walking in snow.
And is it actual snow, or
Yeah,
is it
it's
just
you put your feet in it and it's cold. Yeah, it's colder down here than it is outside. Otherwise, you think like you wouldn't like go into shock, but it would be shocking to be walking around in 100-degree heat and then suddenly snow.
Is it possible to connect what is happening with the snow being made to a powerful transmutation spell to some unnatural or natural phenomenon?
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and question two, when the scorpions died, they turned into snow?
They did.
Or okay, so anything dying turned into snow.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to roll. You tell me what to roll, probably Arcana again, if for.
What happened? Ugh.
We're trying to figure out if the giants turned into snow, or the giants were made out of snow. What I'd like to know.
They probably were made of organic material to begin off with, and then something happened to make them into snow.
Well, Pogue's natural 20 on his knowledge Arcana check has a lot of answers. Okay, so Pogue, like, as he's walking through the snow thinking about this, he like kind of half imagines like the sickening crunch of stepping on a bone and having it snap underfoot, and then it kind of clicks that Pogue is walking through, as Lucia said, a really powerful transmutation effect mixed with something along the lines of like a gentle repose spell. The effect here is like when these giants and the scorpions died, their bodies, like these still exist. You guys are walking through corpses, but the corpses have been transformed into big piles of snow, and the snow seems like incapable of going anywhere. Pogue rationalizes out from the natural 20 that like if you were to fireball on the spot, and to go even further with that, fire spells were thrown around during all this, none of the snow is melted and the snow seems to be indestructible.
I am going to take a vial of this snow and examine its content later to see what is made up of exactly.
Okay.
Partly for my own character academic interest, and this interests her.
Understood.
Chaos will go ahead and examine it right now. He's going to take a fistful of it and shove it in his mouth.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I don't. That is not what I expected. Okay.
You expected him to intimidate it?
Yeah, and make it come back and be a snow. I don't know. It tastes like snow. It's though like Pogue is probably out loud like this is some kind of transmutation, and you go to eat it. It tastes like snow. It is cold like snow. It goes down your throat cold. But like, if Pogue is telling the truth, you're eating like giant bones or scorpion chitin.
It's just snow, foolish child.
Examining the snow, can I get any additional alchemical ingredients in it to figure out what type of spell was used?
Make a check. I think Donald died on his skin. Up there he is. Okay.
Nope, I just was warning it, so 21.
21, and this is a, what are we rolling?
Craft alchemy.
Okay. Again, based on what Pogue is saying, it sounds like, and it makes sense to you as well, like this body is completely intact and it's just been turned into snow. Like it's still a skeleton. You just kind of like picked up a little bit of somebody's femur and put it in a bottle because that femur has been turned into snow, essentially. As far as what the effect would do, like for alchemy and stuff, it'd be no different than like a typical like pulling a bone off a skeleton and messing with it. Maybe the snow effects will have some kind of something on making a potion, but again, you guys can rationalize out that the snow is pretty indestructible.
Cool. I may actually want to use this in a item creation down the road, maybe.
In contrast
So-
to everything else that's been going on, the mine is
So-
really quiet now. You guys can hear, like, where Ennerling was standing up yonder, you could hear the sounds of, like, running water and, like, water falling off the side of a rock. Other than that, it seems to be just you
All
guys
about
down
water.
here.
Too bad he can't fit through there.
So looking at everyone,
Squeeze.
besides me, Zandu, and Colin being the most injured, so how is everyone else for their hit point status? How well off are they?
After the potion and the self heal, I'm at 21.
I'm 2/3.
Okay, I'm just going to use 2 more healing potions to heal up.
Well, do we really want to go down there, or do we want to rest up? We've leapt ahead, and I mean, we were doing all right until this big 3-armed troll thing came at us. And
Finally,
stabbed
we're
us in
talking
the
about
back.
the awkward third arm.
Just saying, no offense, dude, but just saying.
I'll go ahead and note, for Ennerling's sake, Ennerling can look down at the Ouroboros he has dug into his arm, and it continues to rotate. The mouth of the serpent chases the tail, not quite biting it. And the same is true for everybody else in the party. Sees there's Ouroboroses all over the walls, all over the floors, all over all the like this forge over here and stuff. Again, just kind of looks like fecal matter and blood and mucus mixed together and slapped on the wall. But from Ennerling's perspective, they are all rotating and they all look like masterfully drawn.
All right.
Can I guess? I can't remember if last time I actually investigated what the Ouroboros did exactly besides what just happened.
You asked, but you never rolled. That was like right before the combat started.
Okay, I'm just going to roll that. So would it be knowledge, religion, or arcana that would work best for that? Simple.
Either can work. Either way.
Okay, knowledge, arcana.
Okay.
I think Pogue has a point. Maybe we should regroup.
True.
Okay, so 22 on a knowledge arcana check. It kind of like maybe these are like in a mechanical sense, maybe they're like symbol spells, but if that's the case, whoever put them down didn't have a whole lot of forethought as to like how they would activate, because they're all over the place, and you imagine if something were to trigger it, it would trigger like a whole bunch of them at once, and then they'd move into a different part of the mind, and here go a whole bunch more, and that kind of thing. Basically, from like as you're going down the stairs on.
Okay.
Ouroboros is in. This is kind of penning in religion as well, but you know that the Ouroboroses, they mean a lot in a lot of different cultures. They you've heard tales of, like, pun not intended, tales of big serpent monsters, all across Galarion in the multiverse, but they don't seem to necessarily like. You don't know of any of them drawing Ouroboroses or anything weird like that off an Arcana check, or like any of them being tied specifically.
Going back to camp and rest up a bit would be a good idea. But how about we get a bit more scouting done before we go back to camp?
While they're having this nice, polite conversation, Enderling's gonna try and bust down the door.
All right, that is more than enough to break it down.
How much time?
That's not damage.
How much time would you say passed during the conversation?
Perhaps like 10 minutes.
I figured you would have just made a strength check.
Oh, well, okay. Then my shield spell would have been wouldn't be activated, have no effect anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As Enderling wails on this door, Francis like visibly jumps, and he's been keeping that furnace in between him and Enderling the entire time.
That's the damage to the door.
Okay, that's more than enough to break it down. If I were to remove the door from the dynamic lighting, it would kill all of the dynamic lighting because I didn't think that one through. But the door is down, and you guys can move freely in. I'll move Enderling in because I assume that's what's going on.
Yeah.
That was where I was before, right?
In here? Yeah, this is you stabbed a giant in the Achilles tendon and ran through here and then came back here.
I thought that's how we got in here in the first place.
That is also true.
So why is he banging down a door?
I don't know.
And I just
Because it's there.
I just noticed my bird doesn't have line of sight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just odd.
Oh, man, no, it doesn't. Okay. Hold up, I'll fix it.
Enderling's making another.
It has
strength
dark
check.
vision now, doesn't it?
Yes, it does now, but
Okay.
it doesn't really have no line of sight for the map.
There you go.
Oh no, I
I
have
can see
line of
that.
sight through the Raven.
Yeah.
Oops. Why did that happen? Because this token can be controlled by everyone, probably.
Oh yeah, my Raven. Yeah, it have. That's fixed. Cool.
Let's see if that does it. Never fails, I always break this. I may have just killed it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, you can push down the door breaks. You go here.
Where did Paul go?
They all went, well, they all, Pogue and Enderling both went in here. Like, into the door. You guys hear a splash.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm going to move in,
Okay.
and have my familiar go ahead.
Okay.
So
I may
so
have
what
been
was
unclear. They went, like, over in here. Not necessarily down here. You can go this way if you want to.
I can
Okay.
still see where the Raven is. Just not its line of
Yeah.
sight. See it moving around in the blackness.
Good. Can Pogue see it? Weird.
Okay. Oh wait, why can I not go through the door?
There you go.
Okay, so this room that we're in,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I had a chance to look around before.
You asked
it
what it
like-
was, and I said it was like a simple, kind of like barracksy bedroom.
Okay, anything worthwhile stand out? I mean,
Maybe with a perception check.
okay. Maybe with a perception check.
Joe asked me something about the water.
How deep it was.
How deep it was. It was...
I think I dropped something. I can't remember how deep you said it was.
It's about
1 feet deep.
1 foot. You stub your toe down. It's probably more like, I don't know why I rolled the d10. It's probably like 40, 50 feet deep, something like that. Pogue's perception check, there's nothing really that like stands out in this room. It looks pretty disheveled. You can tell a giant just moved through here and knocked a bunch of beds and stuff around for sure.
Well, yeah. So, no, it's not like there's an office or any
Right,
books
yeah, no.
or.
There's
Okay.
not.
Well, I'm interested in where Enderling's going vaguely, so I want to go out to the left.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
Poe, for the time being, I'm going to give you a temporary stat bonus. So you have a +2 to one of your your stats for a total of 7 minutes. So a +2 bonus to one of these stats. So it's like how the other stat boosts work, but it's just a +2, not a +4.
okay.
So just choose one, which one you want it to be.
Dexterity.
Okay, cool. Human potential is such a useful spell. So you feel more human as I touch your shoulder. I have faith in you. We will do the right thing from this point onward.
All right.
I don't.
Okay, I am curious. So how would a halfling feel about being human for 7 minutes?
Tall.
Yeah, that would probably do it.
I will have you know that in the courtesan trade, and you have to remember that he's used to being a human for 7 minutes.
Okay,
But yeah,
cool.
you're used to being an 8-year-old human.
Sometimes, yes, sometimes only 3.5 minutes. It really depends on the customer.
Cool. I go through the door, and I
Oh.
enjoy this entertainment for the time being.
Good.
All right.
I'm gonna bump everybody forward a little bit.
So a big guy down there.
Big guy down there who, like, apparently the top of his head is smeagling up over the cliff, glaring at you.
You feeling better? 'Cause I'm ready to go back upstairs and wash some of this troll off of me, this giant off of me. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bud. You with me, Underling?
And he probably just submerges his head in response to you.
Poe, I believe I can fix that issue for you, and I cast prestidigitation to clean you.
You don't
And
need to
myself.
rest anymore. You've got prestidigitation.
Yeah, prestidigitation, everything.
Well, I can do that too. Yeah, I don't need a Tide Pod anymore. So I can. Yeah, no, I can do that too. I'm trying to get Big Guy to go up there because I don't actually want to go down any further with him until I know more about what's going on with him or whatever, because the big damage to the party wasn't all the giants and the scorpions. It was Enderling. So I wouldn't mind having a few hundred troops around me. See what I'm saying, Lucio?
Yes, there is rationality in your thoughts. It's better to regroup and rethink our approach. A dead adventurer, the bad adventurer that doesn't think through their actions.
Maybe a mani-pedi.
Well, I do have a few personal body products that would make your feet feel a bit more better.
You mean when you say body products? Do you mean for somebody's body or made out of somebody's body?
It is for. Think of real world moisturizer body products.
Yeah. Moisturize them bones on those zombies and skeletons.
Some shea cocoa butter.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So, all right, Pogue's gonna kind of, yeah, sure, and he's gonna start walking back up to the surface.
Okay, that is not the direction to the surface. The surface
That's
is
the
down here.
direction to down here.
Yeah,
it's
like
After-
this way.
Well, there's
All right,
stairs
after a quick
going
It's
up.
not
course.
helping that your little
So after
your
a
foot
quick
thing is black. You got a black blip.
Black blip.
After a quick course correction, I'll go up back to the surface
All
to
right.
the other
These
side.
doors are terrible. I want to run. I want to run away. Run away from Enderling.
Got it. What is Xandu doing? I've heard nothing from the psychic in the back. Just hanging out.
Sorry.
It's just
I was actually updating spells.
Oh, good.
So
He's thinking very hard. Is it party consensus that we're returning to the surface?
yes,
let's see if anyone has to drag Xandu or not.
I'm not
Or
doing
guide
it.
him, at
Last time I
least.
tried to move you, you pushed me, and we both got hit by a scorpion.
Eh,
Bushy slappy.
Xandu's fine. He'll
He'll
walk
solo
back up
the
with
rest
the
of
party.
the mines.
No.
All right, so we will.
Enderling.
Is Enderling staying in the water? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
It's water in the desert.
in a mine. So that
In
means
the
I need
desert
to.
mine.
The
We'll compromise.
the water, is it anything off about it, or is it just normal water?
Make some kind of check.
There's a troll in it.
Knowledge nature.
There's a troll in it! It
Nice.
appears to be just water. You get the feeling maybe like an underground stream feeds into here, or maybe like something coming up from like deeper in the Darklands. You know, the mine you guys were hiding out in when it was attacked by Imperials a long time ago, there was talk of it being like dug so far deep that it actually descended down into the Darklands. This might be more of the same, and that might be where the water is coming from.
Good to know that the water is not a hazard to us at the moment.
All right, so everyone who isn't Joe returns to the world map, and I have a very, very big need to clear off the maps in Roll20. You guys are going to see something that doesn't matter, and then I'll move you farther forward. Then you will see the Krampusnacht map.
Oh, the one shot, the Krampus map.
You will see, there we
We are going through all the planes now.
All right, you guys return.
It's a long staircase to the surface.
It is. It's actually a ladder, and you climb up and you see more of those terrible Ouroboroses everywhere. You guys get back to the surface. I forget how much time I had said had passed from when you guys had gone down to when Joe went down, but it hasn't been much longer than that. Maybe like half an hour.
I think it was like 15 minutes, you said.
So it's probably been about 45 minutes since you guys got to the mine in the first place.
So how long do we want to rest up for?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I dropped my headphones. What's up?
So how long do we want to rest up for?
Well, we do have all the army medics sitting around.
You do.
True.
It's probably as soon as you guys come up, they begin administering to you guys and bringing everybody back to full health.
But what about spells?
Do you guys need your spell slots back?
They wouldn't go remiss.
If with the time resting up, I could pick my other two spells that I didn't pick for the day,
That is
and be
true.
okay. And then I get to have a talk with Mercutio about finding a insert NPC item maker to help the cause out.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, Pogue is really kind of he's been leaning on Enderling sort of and enjoying the sort of the 1-2 punch as he sees it, even though it's probably like Enderling 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Pogue like 4.5. But now he's like, I got to rely on these magic users, like, and I'm the frontline combatant. That's kind of weird. So he's like, take your time, get your stuff back, let's before we move on. That's where Pogue is right now.
You don't have your dex to damage yet, do you?
He should, because that is automatic in Tommy Gaddy games. If there's a light weapon and your weapon finessing, you automatically get dex to damage if you want to.
Do I?
You do.
I should. I may not be.
I think I brought that up if Joe hasn't been doing it. Or Van hasn't been doing it, I should say.
Yeah, I need to.
I don't want to add my dex to damage. Currently is 0.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You hit like a fucking truck.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Enderling's probably going to sleep on the bottom of that lake, the
Okay.
underground lake.
Understood. So is the party consensus to rest for 8 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, Xandu has a plan for before he goes to bed.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Before we pass the 8 hours, if anybody wants to do anything. Also, now you guys can redeem your gold and you can, stuff is purchasable.
Actually, I
Van,
just
what are you
realized, like 7 minutes after this happens, I
Just
have
checking the macro. Sorry.
Okay.
because my mutagen rate wears off and I turn back into Enderling. And I'm very confused as to what happened. Probably gonna get out of the water and make a perception check. I think that's right. Just kind of like get out of the water, back to my normal self. Hello?
Okay. If this is happening after everyone has gone up, the mine is completely empty. You just hear your voice echoing. The Ouroboros continues to spin on your hand.
I've been underwater for 7 minutes.
And it continues to spin.
Okay.
You think maybe if, like, going off the reception check, not with bows, I'm not quite willing to give that out yet, Van, but
Okay.
maybe one day. You think
make a feat for it or something.
maybe if you were to swim for a while, like, you can look down through the water and you can see there's a little bit of like a passage there underwater. You might be able to find some cool stuff or go somewhere. Again, like I said before, mines in Kadira, it's not uncommon for them to have been dug all the way down into the Darklands. So, and even if it's not dug all the way down to the Darklands, it could be dug pretty deep, and the place is full of mithril. Other than that, though, no sounds greet you when you just, hello?
Okay. I don't see any evidence of, like... Oh, I probably see there's probably a fuck ton of people blood on the ground.
Yeah. And you can probably smell the direction they went to.
During the 8 hours, I would probably talk to the troops, get a feel of who I can get an idea who can make a potential apprentice potentially.
Okay, let's have Donald make a reception check then. Would you like to expend your hero point?
I am going to save it.
All right, you are entirely confident, completely 100% that none of these idiots are competent enough to do anything more than put a sword in somebody's stomach or, like, patch up some wounds or go run around in the desert.
Maybe one day.
I mean, they gotta be pretty competent to run through the desert, so.
Maybe one day they will learn more than a sword can kill something.
Perhaps, but you don't think so.
They probably know how to milk a goat.
Yeah, they probably know the basics of goat milking. Though that's not necessarily, like, higher learning in the, like,
how meritless.
Goat milking. I am just curious. So, Tommy, my familiar being an imp now, would you say they need to sleep still? It said outsiders do not need to sleep.
Then it doesn't need to sleep, yeah.
Okay, then I would have my familiar work on a +1 weapon for me. So it would be the transformative thing for me.
Understood.
So
like, transformative is not a +1. Or do you mean the weapon that I gave you that turns into stuff?
Yeah,
okay.
Yes. So yeah, it's a DC to make a +1 version of that. It's like a 7 or 8, so easily beat it for the imp.
Okay, understood. Go ahead and roll though. That certainly passes.
Yep, so I have a +1 weapon for that.
It's probably like, because he doesn't have craft magic item, you probably have to like cast the spell or
I actually have a scroll magic weapon for that, and plus the DC would have made it anyways.
No, fair enough. Okay, then he can use the scroll if he rolls spellcraft. Otherwise, you have to provide that component, and he can do the 8 hours of work.
I actually have a scroll for it.
Okay, so you need to make a check to use the scroll, is what I am telling you.
Oh wait, that's use magic device?
Or yeah, I believe, or a spellcraft check.
Oh, it's spellcraft.
I forget. We spent sessions on sessions on sessions teleporting all over the place. Whatever check it is, that succeeds.
Yeah, it's spellcraft there. I succeeded anyways.
You do. Okay. So in 8 hours, you will have a +1 weapon.
Cool.
You still owe Francis, +1 weapon.
Mm.
Oh,
And
No,
Emeritus
I
still
have
has a
a-
broken +1 weapon.
I got a +1 sling out of her.
oh yeah. Enderling probably comes up after he investigates the mine, sees there's like a bunch of people blood on the ground and snow. Well, actually, Enderling, now that he's back to his normal intelligence, probably takes a bit of the snow as an oddity. Probably wonders what it's doing here. Now he's probably going to head up, assuming that his friends probably, if they're going to try and swim through that passageway, well, they'd probably die swimming through that passageway, as none of them can breathe underwater unless
Yeah.
they have a spell. So,
That makes sense.
I actually have the spell breathe water, so I could
okay,
use.
well, Enderling doesn't know that, and all Enderling knows is that you are a human.
Fair enough.
And that everyone else is not amphibious. So, yeah, that's probably what Enderling does. Just heads upstairs
Okay.
or up ladder.
Up ladder, yeah. Everybody sees Enderling come up, and he seems a little more
Small.
cool, calm, collected, in control. Also, not as big. Yeah.
That's the
Francis.
You
noise
make
that
that-
Francis makes. That's all I got.
Just really loudly from across the camp, he just sees him. Just, ah!
Oh.
And he probably gives you like a confused and angered look at you're grunting at him for no reason.
He thinks you're trying to start something.
Oh no, that's the opposite of what I'm trying to do.
He's trying to finish something.
He's terrified.
Well, Enderly will probably approach. Probably since he made himself known, Francis.
Oh God, no.
Like from a good distance, he'll be like, "What happened?"
You happened.
I
Stay
happened.
over there.
Why?
Because. What do you mean? Because? Why?
What do you mean? Because he's having a conversation with himself now. Francis is also a master chemist.
Yep.
What? I don't. Here, friend. I don't remember what happened. In the mine. All I remember is seeing some symbols of.
You don't remember? You don't remember running down into the mine in a blind rage and beating half of us to death?
Well, frankly, friend, I don't exactly remember what happens after I take my mutagen.
What? At this point, Pogue pops up, and he was looking at everything, sort of laying down with one eye open, and it's like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Whenever I drink this, I'll hold up another vial of mutagen. Whenever I drink this, it's difficult to describe. It's increased in volatility over time, but originally I was in control. But as time has gone on, I've lost more and more control of my personality. I tend to take a back seat and allow myself to basically do whatever I need to do. I assume that it's just a red sight, if you will, just a blind rage to get things done.
That
I don't exactly
You're
remember.
still drinking it.
Mister,
I mean, I've heard of blind drunk, but that's fucking excessive.
a personality change. Personality change is that time of month, okay? This is not that time of month. This is like crazy ex-wife wants to kill you time of month. Like just found her husband in bed with you time of month. Like what the hell is going on?
I want to make sure everybody understands that Francis is still like 20 feet away.
As you guys begin to have this fight, probably a lot of the soldiers begin to, like, I'm not saying like high school fight, nothing like that, but they do begin to kind of like crowd around you to see exactly what's going on.
Enderling kind of like shrugs at everyone. He says, "I just assumed it was the side effects of the search for perfection. If you haven't noticed, I'm not exactly the most perfect human ever, but I've spent the past 3 or 4 years trying to attain a better sense of self. I just assumed this was my path to perfection."
Enderling, Lucia has some body products you can use. Moisturizer, okay? That doesn't turn you crazy. And then Pogue looks over at Lucia and says, "That's not why you're crazy and evil, is it?"
No. Selfishness, it is a personality trait.
See?
Francis just has this absolutely fucking daft expression on his face.
Being nice, it's most of the time, it's a personality trait at times as well.
Enderling disagrees.
You're all
Being
insane.
nice is inherent to all beings.
It doesn't matter race, gender. Being nice, it is a part of the species. Generally, species are nice to their own kind most of the time.
Enderling just kind of start to ignore whatever's going on with Lucia's screwed up sensibilities of the world, and he's going to turn back and just, well, whatever happened, I apologize. Is there any way I can make it up?
Yeah, not do that again.
Ever.
I'm sorry, I'm not exactly in control of that.
Have you considered a career change?
Well, no, I don't exactly I'm not exactly going to go around and expect everyone else to make a career change either.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
we
why you would
don't.
say that.
But we don't lose control of ourselves in the perfection of our craft.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with Pogue here. I've never beat a man unconscious while tending to the forest.
Well, have you ever seen what I've seen?
Huh? What? Oh, Enderling, you're back and you're yourself again, apparently.
Thank you. This is the first person who didn't just, I guess, either grunt at me or question me over and over again. Are you all right?
Barely, but do you have any memory of what happened? You were under some kind of spell, as far as I can tell.
Turns out he's a mean drunk.
And it was
Then
Not
what
a
was
spell, he did it to himself.
Then what was the thing carved in his arm? Because he wasn't just mean, he was helping the enemy as though they were his allies. That's different than a blind rage.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'm at least aware of some of the things that occur, and I know that when I am in my blind rage, as you call it, I still know who my friends are.
Enderling?
That's not what happened.
Yeah, wait a minute, big guy. You gave one of the giants orders to tie me up and take me away so that you could make bone soup out of me later.
I'm gonna make a check here. Oh, he's gonna make a check. Look how high my
It's
score's
happening.
on now.
He's doing it.
He's gonna do it. Back up, everyone.
We're in the big leagues now.
I'm gonna make
Everybody
a knowledge
steps back.
Arcana check. Looking at my hand.
All right, the Ouroboros is still spitting on your hand. What is your question?
I mean, I want to investigate the Ouroboros.
Okay.
As Sandy pointed out, and I probably noticed it in the mine, but now I'm in the light. Well, I have dark vision, but now I'm like out here, and like I realize now that this is a problem and not just like a wound or something.
Mm-hmm. All right. So it continues to spin, and even like probably a little bit of your skin kind of spins with it from your perspective, so it doesn't look like the scar itself is just spinning as so much as like all the skin attached to it. It's definitely magical for sure. It looks like it's doing basically the same thing that all the Ouroboroses down in the mine were doing. As far as what it does, you get the feeling that if what everybody is saying is true, and if you turned on the party, this probably has something to do with it. Probably
Okay.
more than probably, it definitely has something to do with it. It's probably some sort of like the Ouroboros has a compulsion on it. Yeah, that's what we'll say. The Ouroboros has like a really powerful compulsion on it. Sometimes you can shake it off, but for the most part, like again, it kind of just like you saw the cave giants as your friends, and you saw these guys as your enemies.
Okay. Enderling will present his proof to everyone, just hold up his hand and point at it. I don't exactly remember what happens, like I pointed out, but I know my personality. And I know that this isn't a part of what happens when I drink my mutagen. I would present this to you as a explanation for why I would attack you.
Zandu will try doing one of his cantrips. Well, I gotta roll, see if I can. Yeah, he's good. Zandu will try detect magic on the Ouroboros
Okay.
and see if he can figure out what kind of aura is coming off of it.
All right. It is certainly powerful enough for you to attempt a will save over it.
For me to attempt a will save over it?
Yeah.
Gotcha. There we go.
22.
And if it's mind affecting, it's an additional +2.
Okay, we'll say that's good enough. It's you get like an overpowering compulsion. Not like you yourself get the compulsion. I'm saying you get like a compulsion aura, and you get like a little bit of it, and you delve a little farther in, and then it begins to like overwhelm you. I can hear Kane's clock. It like overwhelms you and pushes forward into your mind, and you like quickly have to withdraw from it before like the backlash from looking at something so powerful with detect magic would kick in.
Holy
You
shit.
probably also feel a little bit of it coming from down in the mine as well.
Yeah. Holy shit, Enderling! Whoa. What? That's... How are you still in control at all? I just looked at that tattoo. It almost knocked me flat on my feet with the magic aura off of it.
So can we get rid of that tattoo there, big guy?
I tried before, but I guess I didn't burn off enough of it.
No, I mean the big guy. Can you get rid of that thing?
Question: can I actually use dispel magic on it, or is it not
Well,
powerful
here,
enough?
as this all is going on, Enderling probably just kind of looks at it for a second, and then he's just going to like drive his claws into his hand.
Okay. You are certainly able to do so. Nothing prevents you from diving into yourself like that.
I mean, I'm not trying to like fuck up my hand like irreversibly. I'm just gonna like scratch away at the Ouroboros until there's just like mangled flesh on my hand, like in the palm of my hand or wherever I've done this.
Okay, so it
Gnarly.
I won't say you
was on
take
your
any
third
damage
arm,
off
right?
it, but you definitely, it takes probably a good minute, but you can dig it off, mangle it. Everybody
Then I'm
sees
gonna
that
like
how he's
raise
taking
my
care of
hand up
himself.
and bring me a bucket of water, please.
All right.
Who did he ask?
One of the soldiers, it's probably as you do this, I forgot they're all standing around you. As you do this, they all kind of like audibly gasp, and then somebody quickly like fetches a water skin and brings it to you. Somebody behind him has a bucket.
All right. Then I'll just stick my hand in the water.
All right, you do so, and then when you bring your hand back out, the flesh has regenerated, including the Ouroboros.
Well, that didn't work.
It persists.
Where's Emeritus?
I'm curious. So, if I did to use remove curse, would that have any effect?
Oh, you can use remove curse.
You can
Yeah,
certainly try.
Okay. Would this is before we are resting up, right? So it's
Mhm.
probably the day after I could use remove curse potentially.
Okay. Move curse. Let me see if that requires a roll.
So you can use it, or we have to wait around for a day?
He has to
I-
wait till
I-
he gets his spells back.
I have to wait for another day to use remove curse.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, you certainly could.
Yeah, prepare casters are not that great if you need to cast something on the fly like this
Mhm.
without knowing to prepare for it.
Yeah, that might also might work on Xandu as well, you think? You know, like, it kind of feels like everybody's kind of dropping like flies. Everybody's slowly having a bunch of weird stuff affect them.
This
And
reminds me. We need to contact Mustafa. Figure out where our friend, Mr. Kalinran is.
That is true. You did send him off to hang out with Torvald.
Zandu's just sort of zoned out and he's looking at the ground again.
Okay.
Hello, friend. He's going to say to Zandu and kind of like poke him in the chest. Are you there?
Oh, he's been in and out for the last couple days.
He does nothing. He does not respond.
Is he making percentile checks?
He is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll aid another. Oh,
Okay, yeah, it's not quite good enough.
someone aid another, my aid another.
Okay, I'm going to aid you.
Okay.
Man,
So does
does
that
that
help?
still not stir? Don't aid me, aid.
In Xandu.
Yeah,
Still not quite there now.
I think I like wave auto. Francis, come on, we need to help Zandu.
All right. I'll come over and I'll slap Xandu in the mouth.
Okay.
Oh no.
Not good enough.
This is no bueno.
Pogue's just kind of like you just
And
see like
Xandu
Pogue
is
in a T pose in the corner.
Zandu is suddenly aware of what's going on again. He looks around, looks at like everyone around him. Should have happened again, didn't it?
Like I
It seems
said,
that I'm not the
he's been
only
out
one
for
with
the
a.
last couple of days.
I know, it's getting tedious. That's for certain.
Seems like I'm not the only one with a mystery affliction.
No, something grabbed me in the dimension of dreams, and this has been going on ever since.
Hmm.
That's when the thing happened with the building.
I don't have knowledge points, but you know what? I'm an intelligent creature. I simply want to know. I know a lot about Fae. I grew up in a little hamlet outside of Grungier Forest. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's well known for being a nexus to the First World.
Well, I know a little bit.
The druid
And-
says sarcastically.
I don't
gonna-
know an amazing amount, but I do know some.
I'm going to use, I don't know, knowledge nature. This is just applying to the Fae.
Okay.
I want to know if Fae inhabit the dreams. The dreams.
Dreams.
If if I'm familiar of any Fae or with any Fae that would inhabit dreams.
Okay.
Like in comparison to like Grungier Forest, just in my scope of knowledge of nature and stuff.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
Not particularly. It's not outside of the phase, like their wheelhouse for them to hang out in the Dimension of Dreams, but you don't know of any specific ones.
Would an aid help that, or
It
should I
might.
just roll my own?
I'm going to help. Going to Wolf.
Okay.
I mean, so where is this? You said this place is like a nexus.
Yes.
No,
Gungear
that was out of
Forest.
character. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you would
Oh,
probably
oh.
know where Grungir Forest is calling, because Varese is not far from the lands of the Lenorm Kings, and, like, it's in,
Okay.
like, the southern lands of the Lenorm Kings. You probably, like, it's probably about as far away from Varese as, like, the Hold of Belkzen is. Pretty much just walk north.
Okay.
As far as Francis and Lucia go, Francis probably has a little more grasp on certain types of more powerful fae that have the ability to cast spells, maybe something like an Earl King, or I'm brain farting all the hype.
He said it.
Powerful fae.
The Oral King would be super powerful.
Yeah, he's the only one off the top of my head that's not like, I'm a pixie.
There'd be Tatiana, the queen of
I
the
know
summer
why.
court. There'd be Oberyn. I'm naming all the real famous ones.
We're just gonna go right into Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think these guys can cast. These guys are a little more on flavor for it. The Onco, they are
Verdant Princes.
a little more powerful than the average fae. They're not like amazing, but they're pretty strong. And in addition, you've also got things like let me make sure this is a fae before I just start like spitting it out as much as I had to fight for it.
Things like gnomes.
I mean, that is basically a fae.
Gnomes.
Gnomes are fae, so like Spring Nebula, no. Things like boogeymen. I had to go check and make sure that wasn't undead, but boogeymen are known to hang out in the Dimension of Dreams because they like to prey on people's dreams. But all these things I'm listing off, they they're powerful, but they're not like that powerful, not as powerful as what you've seen here.
I believe I'm not sure exactly why you're focusing on the Fae, because I was I'm fairly certain whatever did this was somehow related to the Void Weaver.
Fae are the thing I'm most experienced with. That's the reason I was delving into my knowledge of Fae. Sadly enough, my parents don't allow me to go. I just realized how weird that is. Don't allow me to go. I forgot I played a 15-year-old troll. Don't allow me to go into Grungir Forest, considering the fact that it is essentially going to the First World, and no one wants to deal with Fafnir.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
The forest is like that, a pretty dangerous place. One place that my father forbid me to go was the Whispering Wood in Cheliax, for lore. That's a pretty dangerous place to go, unless if you're prepared to go there.
That is, and Lucia would go on even farther to know. I've been waiting for a good time to divulge this. I guess we'll do it now. Ever since everything went down with your dad and your family, accepted the disgrace that was put upon it in return for saving Yumo's life, your dad, he's found solace and found like his way of moving on was to take to the ways of the huntsman, and the Whispering Wood is a place that your father hangs out a lot, and he'll go on like long extended hunting trips. There's a forest, not like a huge named one, but there is a pretty sizable forest outside the LaCroix Manor that is recently, as in like shortly before you would have left for Taldor, has been like your dad has brought in powerful magical beasts and monsters and stuff to populate his forests, and all the other Chelish nobles are really confused as to the why. But like your dad truly is like come to enjoy the thrill of the hunt, and he's also taken to raising hounds as well. Like more so than even just like some random dude with the dog, like one of your servants, and you certainly have them. He has a special way with it. They kind of like they form their own pack out in the wild when they go hunting, and it's not uncommon for them to like all together bring back really powerful corpses, essentially. Sometimes maybe he will necromancy them and make skeletons after that, or more likely than not, he just kind of makes trophies out of them.
Well, this is good to know that my father found a way to move on. I am quite happy for him with all that have happened. Magical forests are pretty dangerous.
I'll go ahead and go
Especially-
also off Lucia's knowledge nature. You know, like, the Fae are dangerous, and if they get in there that they want to kill you, they will kill you. But it's kind of less dangerous and more like capricious, I will say. You're more likely to, like, for example, Grungir Forest, if you were to stumble in there, you're a lot more likely to, like, cross paths with something that might, like, trick you or prank you or something like that. By that same notion, in the first world, when you die, you are reincarnated, like, on the spot as something else, and that's how life works there. So a lot of Fae don't quite grasp the concept of death, and sometimes the Fae will, like, in playing a prank and thinking it'll be funny, they'll wind up and kill somebody, and then they won't understand what happened.
That's interesting.
Anyway, that is the end of my interruption of what you guys were doing. It's just a good time to dump all that stuff out there.
Yeah, everyone else is muted right now.
Oh, rough.
Oh yeah, we're just listening.
I
Being
am
good PCs.
I am
We're waiting for you
listening.
to expose.
I am
Exposit.
listening and I'm listening and taking notes like a good player.
Good. And anytime I take notes, I just scribble a bunch of stuff down, and then by next week I've forgotten all of it.
Yep.
Taking notes like a player.
Oh yeah.
One thing I learned playing good notes is a must to remember in between the weeks, especially if you play bi-weekly or every 3 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
Are we done with the chat here? Then we rest up.
Does anybody else have anything they want to do?
Well, I was gonna ask you if it's possible to make Ironwood spell permanent.
I don't see why not.
I think so, yeah, but I have to be a pretty high caster for that to do that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily ask you to do it. I could pay for it.
there's nobody here who can cast that.
Damn.
But
It's like level have to
It's a
be
level
5.
6 druid spell.
Mhm.
Druid only.
Yeah.
Permanency?
No, he's
No,
talking about
Ironwood.
Ironwood.
Oh, I was like, permanency? No, it's wizards. Get out.
Permanency is a withered spell, and I could get if you pay the willing to cover the scroll and the permanency cost, I could make it for you then. But that's down the road.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about getting better armor.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why you can't make that permanent. That's fine by me.
But I'm already wearing like the heaviest non-metallic armor you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Eric's probably going to like look down at his stomach and be like, "Oh, I'm hungry." Walk off to go find something to eat before he rests.
Okay.
I would before going to bed learn more additional spells using the gold I have, and definitely have to remember remove curse the next day.
Understood. Alrighty. So is that everybody? We're ready to go to bed?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
No.
make while I'm doing this. I'm gonna do alchemy crafting.
Sure.
Sorry. Just burping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crafting alchemy to make what do I have? I believe I just have at the moment is it where is it? Cure. God dang it, let me see my spell list, please. 1 second. It's being fought by my computer.
Being fought by the computer.
Bum bum bum.
Cure moderate wounds.
Okay.
You know how many of those I'm gonna make. But I'm gonna roll that check.
Alrighty.
Tommy, so with the snow I got, could I just use that to reduce a item creation cost by a few percent points?
Make a check.
So that would be knowledge arcana then?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
I know in the player's book, when it comes to chemical ingredients, it would reduce the cost by a bit, at the very least.
I know. I've been reading a bunch of the trophy harvesting stuff for Ultimate Wilderness as well. As far as this stuff goes, you think maybe, like, if you were to create something that had to do with negative energy or something that had to do with the cold, it's possible you could work something out that way. It's like, again, it's the bones of a giant that have been magically transmuted so they appear as snow and are permanent.
Oh, okay. So something like a necrotic seam item then.
Yeah, or like maybe more mechanically, like if you want the frost enchantment or the unholy enchantment or something like that, that might work, but not like just willy-nilly.
Okay, cool. One item I definitely need to save up the money for and downtime to make it. Definitely this item will help.
I think Kane had something he was trying to say before we pass time forward.
No, I'm just figuring out what to spend money on.
Alrighty, so we are going to advance time 8 hours as we...
How about 10 hours?
10 hours?
Yeah, so I can spend 2 hours making a potion of cure moderate.
Okay, sure. So as you guys go to lay down, Xander, roll percentage dice.
All right.
Instead of going to sleep, Xander stands there.
Public, private, what?
It doesn't matter. They don't necessarily, none of them need to be private anymore because now everyone's on to you. But, okay, so you rolled private and you do enter the dimension of dreams. And then you have a bunch of stuff you want to have happen. I gotta scroll back up. You want to...
Yeah.
The plan is to go to sleep concentrating on spell storing armor for delivery. Lightning bolt on your spell storing armor sounds terrifying, but alright. And psychic strike for damage. Type ability type is supernatural ability. Durka. Hopefully when he enters the dimension of dreams, it will release through his spell storing armor when he's ambushed by whatever it is. When it grabs his temples, it should deal that much psychic damage without spell resistance. That is the... As in, I don't roll spell resistance, like there's no spell resistance involved.
That's the goal because it's a supernatural ability that he's trying to emulate with this.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, first make your will save.
All right, that I can do.
And this is a mind affecting
Wrong
effect, so
button.
you will get the +2.
Nice.
Donald, I see you in Discord there. The blood from the purple worm would require another check as well, but you could, yeah. It's just a matter of the what to do with it.
Okay, cool. So 38, so probably some type of a healing item or protection, I would assume.
I'll figure that out in just a second.
Very average roll.
Xandu fails his save. We will have
Wow.
lightning.
Even with 25, huh?
You do. You passed it once, but you passed it with much higher than rolling a 12. Yeah. How did you...
Yeah, but
That's
I
weird.
also leveled up and got some bonuses to will saves.
It is rough. It's not far off, I'll say that. Then I will go over here, and then you are casting Lightning Bolt, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get a reflex for half. I will quickly dig through here. Okay, so what is my DC?
Let me check.
And do I have anything like evasion?
So the DC should be 20 because I have +2 to all DCs from that thing you gave me.
Alrighty. Let me be entirely sure I don't have anything I can use here. I do not. Okay, so I roll. And he passes. So
Dang.
you see probably you'll be conscious for a little while. Well, actually, what I'm gonna say happens is
You all still there?
yep, we're still here.
Oh,
The
hey.
will save, disregard
Sorry
the
about
will
that.
save because you had a contingency. Well, not a contingency, but a contingency. The lightning bolt flies out from your armor at this thing. It, like... Do you speak Aklo? You don't speak Aklo.
I don't think. Let me double check.
Okay.
I have too many languages.
There's no such thing as too many languages. All the languages.
No Aklo.
No Aklo. So it, like, hisses and curses in Aklo, and go ahead and roll damage. It will take half.
Cool.
Then I will dig this thing out.
So this will be psychic damage, not electricity damage.
Gotcha.
And why do I have 2 of these in my spell list? Oh, well.
Whoops. So half of that, I take 11. I have many hit points. I will calculate my hit points. I was not expecting to need these ready today, but that's okay. We're good. Equals that plus that, and I take 11 psychic damage. Okay, now make a perception check if you would.
I was gonna wonder if it was possible to like use the dimension of dreams to translate what it was saying, but maybe not.
We'll see. Make the perception check first. It's not a bad idea.
$16.
Okay, it's not hard to see it. It's about the size of a bull elephant. It looks like a gigantic red and black arachnid. It recoils back from you as it still takes a little bit of like psychic backlash from your lightning bolt. And as it
Would I know if this was the Void Weaver or not? Or
as
if
it
this is
comes
just one of
down,
its
you
servants?
see that where like the spider face should be, there is a people face. It continues just like the face probably spins a little bit in Aklo. You have no idea what this is. It could definitely be actually you're about to figure out what it is. Hold up. Things are happening. Okay, I need now make another will save. As
Another
Joe,
will save.
as yeah, this thing like you see it and it just kind of like catches your breath.
Come on, baby. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
I don't think that will help. Well, spider crushing shoes. That's what you need.
Yeah. There.
That does not pass. And you look up and you see this thing come down and you see the human face. And then you look down at your body and you like suddenly see a bunch of spiders crawl from out of your clothing, out of your boots, out of like even like coming out of like your hands, all over you, up and down you. I hope you're not afraid of spiders. Down your face, out your mouth, out your ears, in your nose, so on and so forth. You're probably in the back of your head like, no, this is the dimension of dreams. We're fine. This is not real. But you can't convince the I don't want to say like the monkey part of your brain, but you understand what I mean. The part like your reflexes, your the things that are autonomic to you. So you are nauseated until further notice.
Cool.
This thing, it gets right up in your face, and it like its face keeps turning around in a circle, and it continues just kind of like, well, do I have any other languages? This is not the NPC whose voice I was practicing and then lamenting that I didn't have it ready. Okay, yeah, I have no means of, it'll try speaking to you in Undercommon, and as it does so, you hear it less and more like you feel it inside your mind. Do you speak Undercommon?
I do have a comprehend languages spell if I can get that off.
Okay, you are nauseated, so I don't think you can do much of anything. Let me double check how that works.
No, he can't do anything but take half a move action, basically.
I think you can.
Darn.
You can still, like, talking is a free action. You can talk, but there's probably, like, vomit and you perceive spiders coming out of your mouth as you try to speak to it. Everybody,
Well, that was
everybody definitely probably for sure sees Xandu like start to freak out, and then his body goes really, 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 really still in the camp, and he starts like it's pretty warm today. It's not as warm as it has been. You don't need to start making saves, but he just like breaks out in a cold sweat and starts shivering.
Quickly turn him over so he doesn't throw up in his mouth and drown.
Oh man! Oh man! He's
Is
not
he throwing up?
He is not throwing up. He in the dimension of dreams is throwing up, but his physical body no.
Why are we letting him sleep?
Good
Why
question,
not?
guys.
Because for some reason we keep I fucking entertaining this ridiculous dream notion.
Wake his
Is
ass
probably
up.
asleep.
Enderling's too busy sleeping it off.
Wake him up.
that's what kind of spell did you just cast on me?
It continues just hissing in Aklo.
Fun.
Let's see what else it can do. That's not just hiss at Aklo. That's rude. We have a guest.
How many rounds have passed so far in just this time of talking
Probably like 10
and
or so.
hissing?
Probably about a minute.
So, oh wow, I must be nauseated a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
What can I do? I can do that. That might be kind of fun. Let's have me take a look at this. I forget. I think this is I forget what save I'm making.
Is it like morning out in
In the real world,
material plane?
it's probably like beginning to get to the afternoon.
Alright,
Because you
I'm gonna
guys had
go
gone
buy
down into the
some
mines
stuff.
like first thing.
Who did?
You guys did. Like you rested for the night and then hit the mines. And
Oh, we did?
Then the giant fight happened and stuff. Yeah. Let's see what this spell does. I forget. I can cast it now. I just don't know. Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a will save, Colin.
Another will save.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what I got. It is my best save, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, I chose to throw this at you because A, it's flavorful for the psychic, and B, I assumed your will save would be awesome.
It is pretty good, but apparently I'm just not rolling well enough.
Happens to the best of us. Ooh.
Dang.
Let me see what you rolled. Did you just roll really bad and you rolled a 5? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it continues to like turn its head and it reaches one of its spindly spider legs up at you, and you feel yourself you feel like a ghostly force wrap around you, and then I need to make a roll because it doesn't automatically succeed. Well, it does, but does this number break your CMD?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, so it picks you up off the Dimension of Dreams, and you're like your arms locked to your side and your knees locked together, and you're like from the knees down they fold backwards, and it just kind of like picks you up and spins you and continues chittering in Aklo.
Oh, fun. So let me know whenever I'm not nauseated.
You're probably more nauseated now. It probably like spins you around like a bad like carnival ride all over the place. It seems to be enjoying itself, kind of. It kind of has this air of like listlessness about it, and kind of like about as melancholic as you've been acting, but like it seems to get some kind of sick pleasure out of just toying with you.
So I can't cast spells, but can I do anything to manipulate the Dimension of Dreams around me?
You can try make a will save.
All right.
You guys can react to this.
Dang it.
Okay, you
Same thing.
you think you might be able to mess with it a little bit. You have other things going on right now, up to and including throwing up spiders, but it's kind of complicated. But not by virtue of effects, by virtue of the fact that it's the Dimension of Dreams.
Yeah, okay. So it's like spinning me in a web, right?
Not physically, you're not actively getting tied up. It's more like it's picked you up with its mind and it's just playing around with you. It might feel like that. It probably does, yeah, for sure. But no, it's not actively wrapping you up.
So if that's the case, I'm I'm going to try and... Well, everything flies anyways, so... Let's try... putting a... conjuring something up over its head and just sort of something heavy and dropping it on it.
Okay.
See what I can do.
Sure, make a will save.
Cool. One of these days,
You won't roll
I
an 11.
swear.
Or you won't roll a 5. The 11 is your mod.
Yeah,
If you rolled an 11, you'd be a lot
Yep.
better off.
exactly.
Ugh.
Ah, I didn't roll a 5.
You didn't. You rolled a 2? Yeah. Oh, that was almost real bad for you. But you try to concentrate, and it's not really like it doesn't work out for you. You can't get it together.
So this thing's just still toying with me, huh?
It is just chittering on an Aklo. Actually, make a perception
If
check.
it is...
Make a perception check, would you?
Okay.
Man,
Nope.
this is not your day.
Nope.
I'll say as it increases the speed that it's spinning you. Actually, hang on, it's definitely been more than around. I have to keep trying to do this. Okay, it continues to spin you, and you kind of fly across people's dreams, and for a split second, you see it appearing to be more real and more physical than everything else around you. Like an obsidian altar that seems to have been carved out of spider webs and dyed black, surrounded by a bunch of spider webs. You don't really make anything else out because it's just you fly across it, but there's definitely something there.
Do I have any idea, the rough location of it that I might be able to return eventually?
You could mark it on your map, yeah, I'll say that.
Okay. Mark it on the mental map.
Yeah.
So, if this thing is still toying with me, it's spinning me around, right?
It is. Again, it's very nihilistic in its not cackling, but in its chittering and Aklo.
Yeah, so here's am I still anywhere near it is the question, or is it still near me, I should say?
That's kind of a wibbly wobbly arbitrary question because Dimension of Dreams. You get the feeling if it wanted to be right up in your face and do this, it could. If it wanted to be on the other side of your line of sight and do it, he could.
I'm trying to think because I could use the momentum of the spin and basically tether something to myself if I'm creating it in the Dimension of Dreams so that I'm basically whacking it with the spin that it's putting on me.
Okay, sure. Make a will save.
Okay, let's see what I can do.
Stop rolling 5 or less.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
No!
You cannot.
Man, you suck.
You know, I'm trying to decide how bad I want to use this hero point
Okay.
and see if I can overcome this, but
I mean, that was, a natural 3 for you? Is it not? Natural 2. Yeah, that was as bad as you could have done without failing horribly.
yeah, the only thing is that save from death while I'm fighting whatever this thing is,
Mm-hmm.
just in case I need that.
That is true.
So
It
I
doesn't
don't wanna-
necessarily seem to be it definitely could kill you if it wanted to. You get that feeling very, very clear in your mind as you can just across the Dimension of Dreams. But it doesn't seem to be interested in doing so.
Doesn't seem to be interested in doing so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you said before that when I crit the Void Weaver knowledge roll,
Yeah.
that I had a pretty good idea about what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of actually trying to conjure anything to hurt this thing, I'm gonna see if I can't plant an image of the Void Weaver in its head to basically communicate with it what I'm here for.
Okay, sure. Go for it.
Okay, another will save.
Yeah, if you would.
All right.
And he rolls a 2. Oh, he rolled a 5. No, he rolled a 4 is what he rolled, I think. Yeah, it continues to just not
Yeah.
work out for
A
you.
5 would have been better.
A 5 would have been one better.
Okay,
Natural
so
15, not quite. Well, not natural. Natural 15 would be sweet, but a 15 doesn't quite get you there.
yeah. So I'm thinking like this thing's spending a lot of time rolling me around. Like, how many rolls can I get out of this?
You're fine. It doesn't seem to. You can keep going. Nothing is impeding you from doing so.
Okay. I'm going to try to do that at least long enough to get it to stop spinning me around.
Okay.
Come on, baby. No.
Oh,
Worse.
yeah, no, that's bad.
That's a 3.
It is. I will, in response, I'll keep trying to maintain the grapple. Okay, yeah, I do so.
Yeah, it's basically unless you get a nat 1,
Probably.
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's fine. So I am going to attempt again.
All right, sure.
A tiny bit better.
We'll say that's good enough, sure. So you are.
I'm trying so hard here.
You're trying to put an image of what you perceive as the Void Weaver in this thing's head. Is that...
Yeah, basically to communicate the idea that this is what I'm after. Please hold off just 1 second so we...
You want to communicate this to this thing that you are after the Void Weaver and not it. Am I hearing that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's... Laughing probably translates mostly the same in every language. It continues to be really like nihilistic and not care at all, but it just kind of like in Aklo just kind of throws its head back and begins almost maddeningly laughing. It continues to spin you.
If that's the case,
I might allow 1 sense motive check. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
How's my bluff? Do we have
Let's
bluff?
hope this is better. Gives me better luck than those will saves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
See?
That's your magic number. Do I have ranks? Where are my skills? I do not have any ranks in that. I guess I just add that. Yeah, okay. We'll do that. Okay. So you get the feeling as you make contact with this thing and you tell it that you're here for the Void Weaver, not it, and it begins to just kind of laugh out that you have actually, like, the Void Weaver is what has found you, and it has found you here again. It seemed content to just kind of, like, mess with your dreams and allow you to suffer in the waking world, but then you, like, reached out and struck it, and now it is reacting to that.
So this thing is...
The Void Weaver. Yes, people on Galarion worship this thing as a god.
All right. Fun.
Yeah, I'll give you one more action and we'll kick it forward to everybody waking up.
Okay. You know, I think I'm gonna reach out and try and essentially gather information on where in Lang I might be able to find Emmy.
Okay, sure. Make another perception check.
That's my whole goal.
Mm.
And she's apparently not here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go.
Now finally you roll above a 20.
Yeah.
So the Void Weaver continues to like whip you around the Dimension of Dreams, and you you swing back over that obsidian altar, and you see she doesn't appear to be restrained. Nothing is preventing her from getting up and leaving, but Emmy is very well like laying on like top of this altar, sleeping seemingly peacefully. Again, there's no manacles, there's webs all over the place. The altar probably sits on top of like a ziggurat made out of webs that looks like it could fall over any second. But like if she wanted to get up and leave, get up and fly away, anything like that, she certainly could with that unless anybody has anything they want to do. 8 hours
Ooh,
pass.
ooh. Can I do the thing?
What thing? Which thing? There have been a lot of things.
The thing in the chat with the hero point and the psychic energy and the
You want to
What
explode
hap-
yourself?
yes, and basically try to pull her out in the process.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see how I'm going to respond to player suicide. You go to try it. You begin charging your psychic energies. As that happens, you feel like a noose tighten around your neck, and you like snap back. I'll let you roll concentration.
Concentration, huh? That's
D20 plus caster level.
D20 plus caster level. Gotcha.
Mm.
Typing.
Typing.
Enter.
Alright.
Average.
It is not good enough. Your thoughts kind of like along with your breath, they leave your body as you are snapped back by the force of, it feels like a spider web wrapped around your neck. With that, 8 hours pass. Xandu wakes up. Xandu probably wakes up freaking out, but wake up he does. As you do so, Xandu, you feel like, though you are very spooked and your body is covered in a cold sweat, you feel a little more in control of yourself than you have been, and the effect that you've been going through that has been causing you to miss actions in combat and stuff like that has passed. And so have 8 hours.
Xandu also wakes up with a very concerned looking halfling with his leg back, about to kick him in the ribs, wake his ass up. Hey, spaceman, you're back.
Yeah, she's there. She's alive.
Right.
But
Good.
I wasn't able to pull her out.
You wasn't
That's
able
bad.
to kill myself quickly enough.
That's good.
I totally thought you were gonna say I wasn't able to pull.
That would be
No.
bad.
How do you dream when you have
He's
it?
not strong.
What kind of father-daughter relationship is that again?
Ah!
No.
The kind
Ah!
where you need a pull-out game, apparently.
So you don't kill yourself. Man, this is going fast. No. Bad.
Yeah.
I go and see Enderling to see if I can actually use a remove curse to remove that mark on him. I don't
Okay.
want to have that same event happening down there, and then we need to repeat the entire process to rest up again.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead and roll for it.
So that would be a straight concentration check then?
D20 plus caster level, yeah. I believe. I just had it up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is. You add your caster modifier.
Hang on, I'm not
It-
entirely sure. Remove curse. I think you're just D20 plus. It's like counterspelling or dispel magic, just for. Yeah, you're
let's
just
see.
rolling. You're just D20 plus 7, so you rolled a 13, and
Yeah, I'm. Wait, I thought I add my intelligence as well.
you do not. I'm
No,
looking. I'm looking at the
it's just
text
like
for remove
dispel.
curse, and it says you must make a caster level check 1d20 plus caster level.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to use my hero point to reroll. I think this is pretty important.
Okay, sure, go for it.
Nice.
A 22 is not quite good enough.
What about
Can-
the action point?
Go for
Can
it.
Pogue?
Can Pogue what?
Can Pogue aid him?
Probably not unless you could cast this. It is on the Bard spell list at level 3.
I'll throw an
24?
action point at him.
Okay. Alright, I hear 24.
What is he casting?
He's casting Remove Curse, 25. He's targeting the Ouroboros on Enderling's hand.
I don't think that's a spell I have. I'll double check.
It is not on your spell list
Do
now.
you have an action point?
We're at 25 right now.
I know it is on the cleric list, but I don't think Papa have that yet.
She does not.
Papa's just been fucking comatose this entire time, so.
Yeah, more so than
Just getting in the
Xandu.
back with his mouth open.
Total 25.
Total 20. Does anybody else want to add anything to that?
Can I do-
I just
I don't
got
have
this
anything.
action point.
Well, yeah, I'll do it.
Help!
28.
Help, Enderling.
That better beat the DC.
How about 6 more?
30. Okay, a 34 that's good enough. You get there. It takes all the powers of friendship combined, but
It takes all the powers of min-maxing combined.
and
There's a lot of it.
it is a lot of it. The Ouroboros remains on his hand, but Enderling can see it stops rotating. It sits there. It looks like it's not going anywhere anytime soon, though. It probably like scars over really. Yeah, sure. We'll say everybody can see. Just really fast, it turns from being like an awkward openish wound. Regeneration is weird, but to just a straight bone white scar going across his hand.
Cool.
However,
so
the effect
that
has
mo-
ended.
Oh, cool. So he's no longer under that effect. Cool.
Correct.
Time to go see Zandu to see if the remove curse can actually help him.
Okay.
So, as soon as Lucia shows up, Zandu looks at her and goes, "Well, I actually got at least some level of rest. Let me show you what happened." And he just sort of takes his hand. He sort of does a Spock-like thing where he holds 2 fingers together as though he had a card between them. He presses them against her forehead, and he casts
My mind to your mind, my thoughts to your thoughts.
Oh, I totally
Yeah,
thought you
that's
were just going to do
seriously
the
what
Live
it is.
Long and Prosper tour.
Yeah, I did
No.
too.
That's what I had in my mind.
Nimoy just
Mind
jams a deck
meld
of
is what
cards in
it's
there.
called.
Mind link.
Mind link. All right.
And so he's going to what he's trying to show her is essentially what happened, and specifically the location with that pillar where Emmy was.
Okay, so first off, the remove curse fails because there is no curse to remove. He passed it on his own. Besides target learns any amount of information that was being 10 minutes. Okay, so it probably took about time is wibbly wobbly in the Dimension of Dreams. We'll say you in that 10 minutes can communicate everything to Lucia, everything that happened to you since you entered the Dimension of Dreams, and Lucia sees all of it as I described it.
Good to know that we are making progress in that area. We are wasting daylight hours. We really should get back into the mine
Burn.
ASAP. Well, I'm playing Lucia as a practical, and we should get to the task ASAP.
We're burning daylight hours in the dark mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we go to the merchant?
Yeah, you guys have had this whole time to go to the merchant. Yeah, for sure. You guys have your gold.
No, we haven't. We were
Not yet.
resting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I think.
Get out of here.
I think we did, but
I didn't want to interrupt anybody else's thing. Everybody was doing a thing.
You guys can, you don't need me to babysit you buying stuff. Just everything sells for 50% and keep it not third party. Well, actually, I might be okay with some third party stuff. Just run it by me first.
Just run it by you first.
Yeah.
Perfect.
wait. We're buying things at full price or half price.
You're buying it full, selling it half.
Buying it half would be amazing.
And then selling
Yeah,
it full,
that-
make all the money.
Halfling
will
full
tell this
price.
Hello, Gunrunner's glitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am ready to process your transaction.
The best gun New Vegas glitch was just making a lot of money at the beginning of the game and never run out of money due to the one casino glitch.
Never had that one. I never even really gambled that much. I just shoot the places. What's that say about me? Hail Caesar. Anywho, so 8 hours have passed. Zandu's good for now. Enderling's good for now.
Yeah, and we get our gold from all those mithril axe things
Yep.
or hammers.
They were essentially
Axes.
just gigantic, just solid chunks of mithril that kind of look like great axes, but mostly just look like,
Yeah.
just kind of like sharpened metal that is vaguely axe-shaped.
Cool. I have no idea how much all that's worth.
That is in Discord somewhere.
17.
About
the
17,000.
total sell value was 17,500.
Yep, that is correct.
Plus whatever you
per
have left
person.
over from the 10 we got before.
hmm
And that's plus. That's for everyone gets that amount, right?
Right.
No.
That's all of the butchering axes and their rocks on the giants, the mithril skulls they were throwing at you, cut 5 ways. Not 5 ways, excuse me, 6 ways, and Enderling retains one of the axes for himself.
No, sell it.
Okay. I don't remember how much those were worth.
50,000.
50,000. So are we splitting that 6 ways?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause as much of a fit as I threw in the end of Planar Crossroads about splitting the loot evenly, I have to be neutral here now. But I at least need to put it out there.
Yeah, Tommy.
yeah, dividing
The shoe's on the other foot!
dividing it evenly is a good idea.
Whoop, I hit negative 50,000. No. You guys actually owe Mercutio a lot of money.
8333.
333, 3 repeating.
So you
Yeah.
get, you just round it down.
Well, we just get 8,000 each, and we'll give Enderling an extra grand.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Oh,
For his psychiatry bills.
that is
Gotcha.
actually enough for me to have extra spending money to get myself a blessed book for my withered spells.
You did it.
Yeah, hooray! So, I finally have my headband of intelligence now, which I like.
Good.
Can I shop between sessions?
Yeah,
and get back with you?
By
Yeah.
all means. We can just say like
Yeah.
it happens whenever at this point. You guys have tagged at base, essentially.
Okay.
The,
You're
fl-
not inviting me.
the floor
So
still
now-
belongs to you guys.
So now, if we TPK, we come back to here with full health and all of our stuff.
Not quite that far.
Not that kind of tag and base. Okay. So you back with us, Enderling?
I have been for the past 10 hours.
Well, yeah, but your sleep. You could have just been asleep, or you could have been, like evil asleep or something. So, like, it's good to see maybe you're still with us. Like, you think you'll be like this for another 8 hours, maybe?
Well, if we run into another group of hostiles, I can't assure you that I'm not going to. Well, I definitely cannot assure you. I am definitely going to use my mutagen again. As we've determined, the problem isn't the mutagen. The problem was the scar.
Okay, so, like, if you take the mutagen and we run into some more giants, you're not going to order them to tie me up and eat me?
If I take the mutagen again, you worry about yourself.
If you take the mutagen again...
If I take the mutagen again, you worry about yourself.
Well, what I'm worried about myself is if you take the mutagen again, you're going to try and kill me.
As I already said, we've already determined the problem was the Ouroboros scar.
Okay. Everybody else good with that?
Not really, but I'll live with it for now.
Yeah, live with it for now, maybe last words. Okay. Hey, you want to join us down a little jaunt in the mine, Enderling? Buddy?
Buddy?
Well, I'm certainly not going to say no.
Right?
Alrighty, if that is party consensus, we will. put you guys on the snow map that never happened because you didn't run from Krampus. And then we will put you... I need to delete some of these maps because I can't quite get there. Here is the Tree Razor one-shot. That one has no business here at all anymore. I'm not going to use that again. And here is this. Your tokens are probably still like willy-nilly all over the place. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, you guys return to the mines. As you go down, I'm gonna say I'm gonna roll for it, is what I'm gonna say, actually. I need to roll this. Okay, so let's have Pogue. Pogue is the first one who makes the stairs. Make a perception check. Okay, so you begin to go down the stairs, and that Ouroboros is still there. Xandu would have certainly reacted when he detected magic to all of the Ouroboroses all over the place, including to down here, and you reason out that it might not be the best idea to bring Innerling back down in here because seeing the Ouroboroses might trigger something.
What if we
Xandu-
blindfold him?
You could certainly blindfold him.
So hey, big guy, this thing, the snake thing, they're still here. Would it help maybe if you made sure you couldn't see them?
Tommy, do I remember how many Ouroboroses there are in the
mines?
Mines, yeah.
They are all over the place, walls, floors, and ceilings.
I don't think a blindfold is going to necessarily help me whenever you all are faced with fighting another group of giants. But I will not be left behind.
Then perhaps you should go ahead, destroy the mine, and we will wait for you outside.
Well, there's no guarantee he'll come back out, is there?
We give him some time. If
I
he
think-
doesn't take long enough, we'll go down after him.
Xandu has a point.
He is the explosives expert. He certainly does not need our help to destroy things.
Can I use my wasp to send back a message to me or come back if something happens, or that's too...
Yeah, you certainly can.
I can also prepare the message spell with you so that I can keep in touch.
Does that sound good, Enderling?
Sounds agreeable.
Okay. So unless anybody objects, Enderling goes down by himself. Going once.
And he has the message spell cast on him as well, so that Xandu can relay stuff back and forth.
Okay. Go twice and sold. Okay, so let's have Enderling make a will save as he passes the first Ouroboros.
Second.
Okay, that is not quite good enough. It begins to spin, and so too does the one on your hand. Well, I'm not going to move all the tokens around, but you are there, and Pogue's Wasp is there as well.
Okay, I'm normal size.
Okay, I will shrink you. If I can find the shift key. There. Or no, it's control.
Do I still maintain the desire to destroy the cave?
Yeah, you seem to have like all of your wits and your agency and stuff about you. It's just the Ouroboroses are spinning.
All right. First thing I'm going to do is I wander around.
Donald, I see that raven moving. Did the imp follow him down?
I'm going to have my bird follow for him and eventually go invisible up ahead.
Okay, sure. Does it remain in bird form?
Yes. For the entire time, be in bird form.
Okay, sure. Well, then as it gets there, unless you have some means of... Pogue is going as well. Okay. In that case, let's go ahead and if the bird wants to go invisible or make a stealth check, it can. Otherwise, Enderling roll perception.
Okay, but just going to roll.
Okay.
I see that.
I do see it as well.
Invisibility is such a useful instant ability for Imp.
And that is with the invisibility tacked on, right?
Yes.
Okay, now we'll have he did make a perception check. Okay, so Enderling has scent, and the imp raven is within 5 feet of him, so Enderling can immediately pinpoint that there is something behind him, and he can hear the sound of your wings flapping as well. It smells a little bit like raven, a little bit like brimstone. It's probably really awkward. Pogue is fine though.
The imp is harmless, though Enderling does not entertain the idea of someone lying to him.
Yeah. Now that Pogue is within 5 feet of Enderling as well, Enderling can smell Pogue and pinpoint his location. And apparently Lucy is down here as well because Lucy's token started moving.
Well, it's not lying to him if the familiars go with him. It's just we're just keeping an eye on him, in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Oleg?
Where the hell is Oleg?
I don't know.
In all of that shenanigans, I never got to attack your familiar. I've made a terrible mistake. I didn't make a thing for him. No.
How far can he smell me? 10 feet?
Within 5 feet, he can automatically pinpoint your location. But he can probably, by now, you'd have to be like outside of the mine or really far away from him. And pumpkin.
Oh, I just noticed my raven doesn't have line of sight, or this is pretty.
Can't get past the door.
60 has sight. Sorry. There you go. I still haven't. I'll mess with that later if this map stays relevant into next week. Things might be emitting light. It's fine. Whatever. There.
I'm just investigating I can't get past that door either.
All right, and away you go. So as you step in here, the snow hasn't gone anywhere in 8 hours. It's probably a little more evenly distributed across things, but it still remains there, and it doesn't. Again, it seems like it's not going anywhere.
All right.
So the mine, it is dead quiet then.
Yeah.
Now,
unless Lucia is trying to be quiet, Enderling definitely sees Lucia because those doors, despite what the dynamic lighting says, those doors are hanging off their hinges, busted.
I would probably be in the back, just making sure Enderling is safe.
Okay.
Pogue's looking at her like, "What are you doing here?" Doesn't say anything.
Lucia following me.
She is. You can definitely see her, unless she wants to try a stealth check. I won't take it away from you.
I'm not even going to try to stealth.
Okay, understood.
God.
Enderling's going to turn around and look at it like, you do realize that if I run into another giant, you're probably dead.
Yeah, I'm going to keep as much distance away from you as I can. Don't want to have a repeat performance.
Alright. Well, whenever I say this place is going to blow, you better run.
Got it.
So this room, everything we see, so this exists. This exists.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that all exists. Can you have control of your little guy? I'm assuming everyone wants to go in here. Shit. No.
Yeah, just not quite up his butt.
Right.
I'm actually trying to be should be reasonably good at being stealthy. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's mechanics involved here, but.
Mm-hmm. I understand. And also, unless Oleg wants to make a stealth check, everybody's aware that the gourd leshy has followed you down as well.
Tommy, down here, do I see extra bones, or is that just part of the map?
Make a perception check. Would you like to use your hero point?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I used my hero point already to remove the curse.
Oh, yes, that's correct, you did. Where?
Trying
to find
I use mine? Can she use mine?
She cannot. Well, Have I allowed you guys to do that? I don't think I have.
No, my bird is invisible, so he could get away still,
Oh,
or at least hide.
yeah.
So he's going to hide. Going to.
I'm not sure.
hide
I'm not.
on
I
one
put
of
the cave
walls.
giant token down because I wanted to see if any of the other players would see it and freak out. There's not another cave giant.
Right.
What I will say is, what am I gonna say? I don't know. It's difficult. I think the natural one's just gonna hang over your head for a little while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my imp, he see pretty colors.
Yeah. Pretty grays and whites and blacks because you're going off dark vision here.
Here, I'm going to stop for a second and make a knowledge nature check. Looking around, seeing if I can see any... I know this is a mithril mine, but is there the possibility of there being like a coal vein as well that I could utilize?
Okay. Not here. It's it appears to be an extremely rich mithril mine. These aren't uncommon in Kadira, and even things like adamantine and even like precious metals like gold and silver. Kadira is a pretty rich imperial province. Coal and stuff, maybe you'll find some somewhere, maybe, but otherwise not really. And mithril is not particularly combustible.
Yes, I realize.
You know what you guys need? Some sawdust.
Is the next question I have, and it's up to you. I'd like to run with that same knowledge nature check,
Okay.
looking for any instabilities in the cave walls.
All right. Yeah, we can run off that 27. That's fine. You think maybe like as you get to places like here and here that kind of like narrow out, you might be able to cause some kind of cave in there. Everything else seems pretty solid.
What about back at the entrance?
Back at the entrance, you could probably cave in the entrance pretty easily.
Okay.
Does Pogue see anything with an 18?
I'll
In
say
engineering?
I'll say that the forge and that water wheel and stuff, they all look very very dwarven in craftsmanship. It's kind of, well, you've been in Kadira a while, but you've been in Kadira long enough to like cross the border. Here's a mine and here's a prison and here's some grass and here's a mine. But it stands out in your mind that it's weird that dwarven craftsmanship would exist here because the Imperials aren't really overly fond of conscripting dwarves. They will sometimes, but to do so, usually it's a matter of like spending a lot of gold to get commissions or contracts from them, or failing that, borrowing some dwarven slaves from Cheliax.
Hey, underling, as long as you're down there, you may as well look through some of the rooms that we might have missed, see if there's anything worthwhile to bring back up.
He says through message.
Sure. Head up here.
I'm going to collect more samples of the bone. It's bony snow, so like five more vials.
Okay. Sure, nothing prevents you from doing so.
There's a cliff here, correct?
There is a cliff there. It's a pretty good ways down to probably like 90, 100 feet.
Out of curiosity, what would some snow like that be worth?
That depends on who you sell it to.
True. I mean, just like on the general market through the through
Multiverse market?
Mercutio.
Make a check.
Let go with
I'm
appraise.
guessing that would be appraise,
Okay, yeah, sure, go for it.
which I'm pretty sure I don't have. Oh, I do have appraise, surprisingly enough. I
did.
forgot about that.
Why can't I move Pogue?
Why can't you move Pogue? Didn't you move him
I
already?
can move
Gosh
him.
darn
I
it.
can move him up and down. I can't move him over.
Oh, because I put you in the wall. Oops, my bad.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Steve.
Just bury you there. Okay, so from the appraised checks, Xandu is not particularly sure. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that natural one now. You don't think that the snow is worth a whole lot of much. It just kind of seems like a cheap conjurer's trick.
I thought that was Lucia's.
And Lucia's is the highest appraise check rolled there.
I got a 15.
Oh, she. Okay.
Okay, nice to know.
Xandu and Pogue both get the same idea. It's like you could sell it to a necromancer, perhaps. You could sell it to like a cryomancer, perhaps. But it's not like it's just kind of an oddity.
Oh, so I might as well collect some more vials and just sell them on the multiverse room, Mercutio.
Okay, so you natural one, like I'm saying, you believe these things are worth nothing.
Yeah, well, it's worth something. I can get at least some.
No, you
gold.
natural one.
Yeah, dude, they're worth 0 gold to Lucia. If Lucia attempts to sell them, you will get 0 gold. You know that you can use them for like I said, there's crafting stuff. Unholy enchantment, frost enchantment, things of that nature. But as far as the money goes, you don't think anybody would buy it.
What a shame.
Cheap conjurers.
Hey, Enderling, what do you think of this snow?
You
You know anybody who would buy it?
Snow? A man who
Oh,
would buy
good.
snow is a fool.
No, come on. You should have given me something for that natural knowledge arcana back there.
Back where? Oh, I did. I gave you a lot.
Okay.
Enderling's going to throw a bomb here.
Okay. You are capable of doing so. Go ahead and roll your stuffs.
Okay.
Wasn't there another room like over here somewhere?
There is one where Enderling is attacking, where you click on the map. It's just a wall.
Oh, gotcha.
We made it all the way to level 7 before the alchemist started bomb checking.
How is that even possible?
Rage chemist.
Yeah, I'll use my hero point for that.
Okay.
Does 11 hit the floor's touch?
Yeah, it totally does.
What's the damage?
Okay. There's an explosion. There's probably a little bit of sediment is disturbed. Some of the snow kind of like whooshes around. It doesn't melt. But other than that, not a whole lot of damage goes through here. There's probably like a burn mark on the ground, and that's about all that's accomplished.
I'll do it again.
Okay. That does hit. A little better that time, but still it's basically the same idea. You get the feeling you're probably
It's
gonna
not stacking up.
it is, but it's you're not getting very far with a couple of bombs. You get the feeling you're gonna need something a whole lot bigger.
Just this.
Out of curiosity, does Enderling speak Sylvan?
Yes,
Okay.
there are huge reasons for that.
There are.
That's one of the languages that he speaks naturally.
Are we gonna you keep lobbing
But-
bombs in there?
Would Pogue have seen anything? Any dwarvish markings?
There aren't really. It's
Okay.
you might see like the whole place looks like it's been really roughly handled. There's a lot of like scratch marks and stuff on the side of the forge.
Okay.
Other than
Okay.
that, not really.
So I have a bit of alchemist fire.
Okay.
Enderling will go over here to this forge. Is there like there's like metal plating?
Yeah.
Enderling's gonna try and tear some of that off.
Go ahead and make a strength check. You are able to do so.
He's gonna take some of his alchemist's fire, put it in the center of it, and tightly wrap it up in this metal plating he has
Okay.
to try and contain the fire.
Okay.
I think he's going to come back. And as I'm coming back, I'm going to roll and craft alchemy to try and make, like, I have this alchemist fire. I want to make just like a large, like a pipe bomb, essentially,
Sure.
with this alchemist fire that I can set off with another bomb with
Okay.
a smaller.
Hmm. Okay. It succeeds. You're able to do so.
And I'm going to place it in the same place I've been setting this.
Okay. Understood.
And then I'm going to throw another bomb.
I'm gonna have my familiar scout east here.
Understood.
You don't want your familiar anymore?
No. I'm thinking something bad is going to happen.
Oh yeah, I
Seeing
forgot I had my dex to the third splash weapon.
I have a bad feeling about the furnace there. Something may happen to it, though I'm getting out of blast area effect.
Fair enough.
So my familiar listen for any noises in this area. So perception for me.
Sure.
Does that hit the touch of the makeshift pipe bomb?
Yes, it does.
I should hope so.
That is the damage to the pipe bomb to set it off.
Okay, yeah, it definitely sets off. We'll say that's enough. It's not a complete cave-in. You get the feeling that, like, Pogue could squeeze through up here easily enough, and things around his size could as well, but anything bigger than that would have a lot of problems getting through for sure.
So something tiny could go through that easily
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. Small can squeeze. I shouldn't have drawn that in black. Not that color. That color's weird. That's
Well,
the
you
yellow.
should have, because that means that it's impassable.
There. Now there's a warning sign there.
Oh, that is like a anarchist cross flag.
Good.
Now here.
Now there. As far as the imp's perception check goes, there is. I need to see your line of sight. See what you can see. Actually, there's a door right here.
Okay, I go to Poe and in a squawky bird voice tell Poe, "Oh, doors, doors!"
Okay.
And I
Doors!
I cannot do a bad. I cannot do a Tengu voice.
Good, because you're a raven imp.
No, do you say it like, does the raven say it in common?
Yes, it would be birdie common. I do not know what
Pogue
that would
is
be
not
like.
saying a damn thing because he's trying to be sneaky and stay the hell out of Enderling's way.
No, I was just gonna say Oleg mimics it in Sylvan. He's got a 9 in intelligence. He's not very smart.
I thought. Oh, you are invisible. Oh, I did not know you were invisible.
He's not invisible. He's
then
just trying to be invisible as hard as he possibly can. You're the only one who's invisible.
I'm stealthing.
Mm.
Okay.
Which
Does
apparently
anyone notice the bird?
Enderling,
Yeah,
apparently
you do.
Enderling can smell, but I don't think Lucia can see him.
Enderling sees. Let's go ahead and have the bird imp thing roll another stealth check. I'd say I got to bait out all these low rolls now, but Colin took them all from you. You don't see it, but like as it flies overhead, you definitely hear it squawking about a door, and you can smell it as it flies overhead. You can smell it pretty much everywhere it's been in the mine. You can't quite pinpoint it till it gets close enough, but you always have a vague idea. Like I said, it smells kind of like bird, kind of like brimstone.
And a whole lot like pumpkin.
And a whole lot like pumpkin, because there's a pumpkin right on top of you.
Yes, I noticed the question.
Okay, so a spicy pumpkin latte. Sound pretty good about now.
Sounds bad. Joe, there's a door right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try the door.
Alright, you were able to go in. It is not locked.
What's inside?
I don't remember. Make a perception check. I'll scroll in. What is inside? Okay, in here, you see pretty much everything you see on the map. A really like haphazardly thrown together little alchemy station over here. There's a really disheveled looking table and some really beat up stools. That blood stain you see on the table is actually there. What else do you see? I need to actually see your line of sight. This is another room. The door is hanging open. Oleg goes inside. Birdie goes inside. It looks kind of like it looks like a workstation that has been abandoned for the most part. It looks like people might come back in here and eat, or come back in here to like. I'll say the door shows some signs of like being barricaded for a while. There's debris laying all over the place. The door hasn't been like smashed and broken down, but the debris has been pushed off to the sides of the door.
Checking the alchemy station, is there any alchemical supplies?
That's a good question. Let's see what we find. There is... Let me Google this. If it doesn't exist, I'll give it to you, because it's flavorful for what's going on here. Okay, so there are... a lot of them are like half completed, but you come across a dice roll that I need to make. This many. 3 weapon blanches.
3 what?
Weapon blanches.
Okay.
They
What kind?
and they have... Anybody read Dwarven?
Yeah.
I do.
I actually know Dwarven, but my bird doesn't.
Okay, well, there's like little like bits of paper have been stuck to the blanches, and there's writing in Dwarven on them.
Enderling will take them.
Okay, understood. I think somebody's coming up behind you there. Does Pogue want to go in? I see him creeping.
Does Pogue look? What does Pogue notice of Enderling?
Did anybody try to shut that door?
No.
Okay, then you see him pick up something off the table and look at it.
All right, so Pogue kind of does his best to not exactly sneak up, but get through this door, which he okay, and just walks up beside him and says, "What you got there, big guy?"
Enderling is going to ignore him.
Burn.
I mean, I know what you said, but you know, I mean, you know, so come on, what you got there? Some paper?
And Enderling is going to look down at him. He says, "I don't talk to sneak thieves."
Hands to yourself, sneak thief.
Oleg says rude in Sylvan.
Enderling looks up at Oleg and he says, "It is rude to lie to your friends."
Oleg not lie.
It's rude to attack them.
This is suddenly
what do you
become a
got there?
PSA episode.
Hey, everyone, it's rude to lie to your friends.
Oleg not lie. Oleg is pumpkin.
I don't remember saying I was going to stay up there. We just said you were going to go down and blow it up.
You said that you were going to stay behind while I
was
came down here
behind you.
and demolished it, and your wasp was going to fall.
I was behind you. Now I'm beside you. If you want to get mad at me for being beside you, fine. But so what do you got there? Are we going to blow this joint or what?
Enderling leaves.
Ugh.
Sassy.
All right.
Grumpy.
Pogue in a huff marches his ass back out.
Alrighty.
Like, screw him. Oops. Maybe
You went into
take
the
me
wall.
off the wall. Yeah, just move me back to the mouth of the cave or whatever.
Gotcha. Whew. Okay. And then we will... Where are you guys going? The drop down there is about as far as that... the chasm that's like just a little bit to the left is about 90, 100 feet down into the water.
Did you 1900?
No, 90 or 100.
1,900 feet.
It's about 2,000 feet to the bottom.
That's
That's right. That's a couple kilometers down.
1864.
In Zich.
What is this? Is this just like an end of it? Here?
Yeah, that's a dead end. Well, actually, there's a little like crawl space there. About the size of like Oleg could fit through with no problem. Pogue could. What size category is a gourd leshy? Is it small?
Small.
Okay, so then Pogue could fit through there with no problem, and the Raven certainly.
He's going to hug the wall as he moves around.
Okay, my bird
Nice.
get my. I need to get my bird back to the beginning of the map.
Okay.
Where's the space he could squeeze through?
Right here.
Ah, the leg will squeeze.
All right, and boom.
Enderling sees that this connects back up with the passage.
Hmm.
Are there any? Oh, let me make the.
That has been Oleg can fit through there. That's fine.
Wait, this. So I know that there are weak spots at these little like squeeze points.
Yeah, there are. It's weak is kind of a relative term, but weaker than everywhere else certainly.
Okay. Enderling is going to make a strength check on this.
Okay.
To just push on the wall, see if I can like jostle it, I guess.
Okay. You can a little. Again, it's just kind of sediment goes all over the place.
Okay.
So, Enderling, did you find anything good down there?
No, not yet. Right now, I'm trying to make as much trouble for anyone coming down here to extract mithril as possible. Enderling will drink his potion of bull strength
Okay.
that he would have prepared. Then he's going to. I don't know. No. He might also drink his rage mutagen and go ahead and take his. Yeah, he'll drink rage mutagen, and then a part of that rage mutagen, he'll apply the spell rage as well. So he'll be double raged.
Does that stack? Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Okay.
One's a morale bonus, one is an alchemical bonus, and one is an enhancement bonus.
Oh, sweet. Okay, fair
Dang.
enough. I heard double rage, and I'm like, hey, wait, no.
Yeah, I was thinking, are they from the same source?
No.
Okay.
Then it's going to make another strength check.
Okay.
Try push down. Shit.
Do you want to use your hero point?
I don't have a hero point.
Oh, you don't. Okay. What am I gonna? I would say you just fall in the water, but I mean, that doesn't hurt you.
Well, I'm stuck 1,900 feet below.
Oh, yeah. It's not. It's like 100 feet. It's not that far down.
No, I know. I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I see. I think we'll have that one hang over your head too, because there's not really a whole lot. Well, no. I'll say. I will say that you start pushing with all your angry rage strength, and you get the feeling that, like, definitively without some kind of heavier source of firepower, you're not going to be able to cave these things in.
I'm starting to wish I didn't sell that mithril axe. Are there any supports?
Are there any supports?
If some of this is hand hewn, there has to be supports.
Mm-hmm. There are, but where do I want to put them? We'll say probably like down here in this tunnel, and some of the like the smaller passages that go nowhere. There's probably some more in the big room too, like off in the corners where they're not in the way of anything. It's kind of almost more like something burrowed this, and that's how it was made.
Okay. But there are still some supports.
Yeah, some. Not a whole lot, but some do exist, yeah. Almost kind of like to compensate for like when the dwarves came through and made this mine, like they didn't quite finish all the way for some reason, and so somebody had to like do the rest themselves.
Then I guess I'll go over here.
Okay.
There's a support over here.
Yeah, right there.
Well, I don't want to go back. That doesn't. But some of these, is there one like in here?
The other ones you've seen are off like in the main room.
That might have to be good enough.
So you get in here and you see there's a couple over here. It's kind of also like it looks like somebody like dug that out instead of it being as perfect as the rest of the place looks.
Okay. Is there any chain lying around?
Any chain? Probably. Let's see.
I mean, there's a bellows here.
Yeah, there's a couple length of chain. Probably about, well, I'll grab a D6. That many feet of steel chain. 4 feet.
Okay. I know he's going to move the forge.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, I don't exactly need to make a strength check for that, do I?
Yeah, no, it's not tied down. You're able to push it.
Yeah. Well, I have 30 strength. I imagine I could probably pick it up.
Yeah, you could.
And I wish to like move it over here next to this entryway.
Okay, sure. We can do that.
How heavy is it? What could I surmise that it would take a great amount of people to try and push this thing out of the way if I were to block an entrance with it?
Yeah, for sure. Unless they're like your size.
Which is medium at the moment.
Well, like your build, I should say. Your buffness.
Then Italy's going to take that 4 feet of chain, wrap it around one of the supports, and then kind of do like wrap it around, have it behind him, and then he's going to run this way.
Okay.
See what I mean?
It resists you, but not enough. They gum down, and this part caves in here. I will draw a quick X. It's not a whole lot of cave in. Whoops. I don't want the pan view. I want freehand. I want it to be a different color than black. We will make it green. Now I'll put it right here. That all caves in.
All right. Is that a great amount of cave in? Is there like a great amount of rubble I could take with me?
You could, yeah. It's not a whole heck of a lot, but it's some.
Okay. How big is the biggest piece?
Perhaps like the size of your head.
Okay.
Well, let me roll the percentage dice. Okay, yeah, the biggest piece is heavy for you. The biggest piece is like probably about the size of your body. It's like of all the rock and stuff that came down, it is pretty much just stone. There's 0 mithril in it, so you're actually picking up rock as opposed to the rest of them, which are pretty light because again, it's mithril.
Okay, I will. Emily's going to quickly take like the bits of mithril he can that have fallen down.
Okay.
And then he's going to take that large rock,
Mm-hmm.
making a strength check
Okay, that succeeds.
with all his might. He's going to pick it up and I'm going to heave it at this air.
Okay.
What kind of check do you want?
Make another strength check, we'll say. That succeeds, and that is enough to pretty well block off. I don't want that to be in black. One of the lines will be in black. The other one will be in purple. That's right there. That passage is pretty well blocked.
Okay. And then he's going to move back here, and he's going to just pull the forge here, like, into this passageway as well as he can.
Okay, understood. It goes there. That passage is pretty effectively blocked. Those stairs probably are too. The stairs are probably a little more like accessible to a pogue-sized person, but to a human, you'd have to move this first, and it would take a great deal of effort to do so.
Okay. I'm gonna try and head into the room,
Okay.
but with my limited.
You do so.
Are there any supports in this room?
There are not.
All right. So, like, what are these? Are these chests?
They're more like really crappy beds.
Ah,
They do look like chests. They might
Yeah, they
in
do.
the actual where this map comes from. They may be intended to be chests, but I'm gonna call them really crappy beds. They're a
no,
little.
they look like beds now that you pointed out.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I saw
just
too.
that
Because
they-
it looks like it has a weird.
They
pillow
just
there.
look really tiny.
Yeah, we'll say they're like dwarf beds. Well, even then, that's too small for a dwarf. They're really crappy.
I
dwarf
mean,
beds.
but that is a 5 by 5 foot square,
Okay.
so that is
The-
that's like a 5 by. I don't even know. That looks weird.
Yeah,
They are really small beds. They're
are.
day beds.
Day
Bunch of day
beds.
beds.
Mhm.
Angelique's just gonna like rough the room up and throw all the beds up against the against the wall,
Sure. Okay.
against this door.
You are able to do so. There's a mess.
Thank you. Loving the mess.
Yes.
And then probably try and step out here, see what I can do here.
Okay. Alright. Everybody sees Enderling come back. Well, you've seen him before. That door is hanging off the hinges, but
Yeah.
you guys have seen this whole shebang.
So are the woods the woods? Is there like wood around that was in this room?
The bed frames, the door frames. Other than that, not really.
Well, I imagine there is probably a bit of wood also to set those door frames.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I just used all my alchemist fire to make. So everyone's still here.
As far as I know.
So Angelique's
I
going
mean,
to turn
Mandu's
around.
still waiting outside.
Oh, Angelique's going to turn around and just. Does anyone
Yeah,
have
I went
a
up-
fire?
I went outside too.
I would have had gone outside the mines.
So I'm hearing a couple of
So-
familiars.
So it's just Francis. It's Francis.
Well, I guess I'm here.
And a bee.
And a wasp and an imp
Yeah,
and
wasp,
a
I
corn
mean.
fleshy.
Oh my.
Oh my!
We are pretty much a circus here.
You guys got your wish. You did your circus thing, whether or not it actually happened. You did it.
So what is Andrew asking for?
Do you have a fire spell?
Something like it.
Well, I'd like to set fire to this. Maybe we could cause a bit of a cave-in with the heat expansion.
I think cold spells are more up Francis's alley.
I can do produce flame.
I'm trying to remind you that you wanted to roll a knowledge check about that.
Ah, yes. But I don't think a cold spell will.
No, it won't. It definitely won't.
Cold spells don't start fire.
Freeze
Yeah.
the doors off.
I will make
Freeze
that
my
Arcana
house
check,
down!
though.
Yes.
Oh, very mediocre.
Very
They'll make water expand.
Yeah, that's true.
Angelique will make a. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It'll make the water in the rocks expand and crack them up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. So for
Oh,
Kane's,
Right.
ice,
knowledge
ice would
arcana.
work for that.
yeah,
Oh, what? Why is? Oh yeah. That. Don't worry about that. I used Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, I see. He used the
I
barbarian rage.
altered. I just entered. Yeah, I just entered that, and then I altered it for how the spell reads, and for some reason it's. Oh, it's giving me a neg on that, isn't it? Oh wait, no, I'm taking the neg from my Rage Chemist out mutagen. Yeah, I didn't know why I said that in his normal voice. Do you have a fire spell? And then I realized that I have a flamethrower. And then instead, Enderling turns around.
And just fires it up.
Yeah, dude. He takes a neg 4 to his intelligence. So
Do you have a
he's at 14
fire spell?
intelligence now.
Oh, wait a minute. As far as Francis's knowledge arcana check goes, you're not entirely sure why your spell was more powerful back there. You're sure it's related to what's going on, but you're not sure like the who, what, when, where, why of it.
I'm basically just sort of operating on a hunch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
The wood in the room needs to make a reflex save.
Okay, it's an unintended object, so you automatically. I guess. Well, I'll roll something. I want to be involved. Here I go. Okay, I failed because I didn't crit, and the wood isn't suddenly like a weird golem elemental thing. Yeah, that door catches fire.
All the beds were mimics.
All the beds were mimics. That's why they looked funny.
They were very small bed mimics.
Ugh.
Everything. Everything.
Enderling will do it again just to get everything on fire. He'll step a little closer.
All right, I'll roll a reflex save.
Leave that room in fire.
Everything we see in this dungeon is a mimic. The mine is a big mimic.
They usually are, man. Lots
We're
of fire
setting
damage.
Tonsils on fire.
We are. Oh god. Yeah, it's upset now. Badness. It
I-
seems.
Where'd he go?
A lot of fire damage.
Then Enderling will walk up here and he'll look at Francis and he'll say, like, you might want to leave.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
As Enderling starts to make his way out. Don't forget your gourd, Leshy. There
Don't
you go.
forget your gore. So we're leaving the mines, guys. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
All right, we out. We go back to the world map, and I'll drag you guys across like 4 different things. Whoop, tree raiser.
Grumpy man talks funny. Shut up, you little.
And
Who are these people? Are they adventurers?
All right, you guys make
Hey,
it.
Tommy,
Yes, sir.
would is there any way through the multiverse merchants to somehow get in contact with the Abadarn Church to take out a loan?
I don't see why not. Let me roll checks. We're in the middle
Does
of a
Tommy
war.
allow advanced baking?
Yeah, I guess that's the question, huh?
Does
Yeah.
Tommy want to calculate compound interest?
I am curious. Why do you want a loan from Apadar Bank?
Because homie needs money now. It's his money, and he needs it now.
Didn't you get a massive pile of gold?
Yeah, what are you buying with your $20,000?
He's getting a loan. A small loan. $1 million.
We had a mine, so we can just give them the mine.
That mine is
The
pretty
bank.
beat up now. You're gonna have to pay somebody to come clean it up. You didn't cave it in. You'd need, like I said, you'd need some real heavy firepower to do so. But like, you made a mess. It's very inconvenient down there.
I'm curious. So, did all the symbols go off?
Yeah, they all. Enderling would have seen them all continue to rotate, and it's still rotating on his hand. To answer Colin's question, though, yeah, you can get in contact. We'll say, I don't know where it exists normally on Galarion, but this is an alternate universe, so by the powers vested in me by Paizo Production in the Inner Sea region, it exists on Absalom as a perfect catch-all. And because that's where like all the trade goes, they sell to both sides anyway. Yeah, sure, they'll let you take out a loan.
Okay, so how much can I take out?
How much do you want? I'm scared for where this goes.
75,000.
Well, that's not that bad.
A million gold.
5825.
You need how much? I'm sorry.
5825 gold.
5,825.
Yes.
And 32 pence.
Didn't you just spend way more than that? What do you need?
Huh?
Why is the loan guy asking so many questions? He needs
Because
to shut his mouth.
I'm curious. Yeah, you can get it. Sure.
That's not part of the law.
It is now. What are you doing, Colin? I'm confused. You just had 20,000 gold. What's the extra 5,000? Did I not give you enough?
I whispered it to you in the GM chat.
Oh, did you?
About going to Mercutio to sell some stuff, but I don't have quite enough stuff to sell that I don't need.
Make that diplomacy check. Let's see if it's actually 10% interest.
Okay. Let's see what I can do.
You are a wanted man, after all.
Yeah, but Absalom's neutral ground.
Yeah.
How much do you need? 8,000?
He needs 5,825. He needs chunk
So
change.
why are you going to a bank then?
Why don't you just murder hobos?
Just kill some folks.
Why don't you go to one of your adventurers?
Co-workers.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Go ask Jim in accounting to borrow $6,000.
Your co-hobos.
If you need about like 6,000 gold, I can just give it to you. If you needed that urgently.
No strings.
Yeah, Lucy is just hoarding money.
Well,
I mean, I didn't buy anything last time. I still have 10,000.
The only thing I bought was a headband of vast intelligence.
What's the catch to it?
The catch is that you pay me 1.5 times back, so 9,000 gold at a future date down the road.
What? I'll do better
half
than
of
that.
5 is not 4.
So half of 5, so it would be.
It would be 7. It would be 7.5.
Yeah. So you just pay me 7,500 gold down the road.
What?
Yeah, he have it. He have
Man's having a
it.
conniption about this.
He have it.
I mean,
he have it instantly, and there's no interest. It's just pay me when you can.
It's just an egregious amount of instant.
I smell a lot of BS here. I'm not saying you're trying to pull something, Tom.
Instant interest.
Yeah, it accrues on the spot.
You know,
You want 6K?
if you're offering, then yes, it would be very helpful.
Okay, so add the gold.
No, he's talking to Pogue.
He's talking to the
Oh.
one who it's safe in the box from.
Just ignores you.
No, he's talking to the one who's not the
Okay,
trying to
the
swindle him.
usurer. The usurer. All right, you pay me back when you can, and keep me alive in the meantime, right?
Can do.
All right, you got it. 6 grand.
Boom. And it was so.
Okay. Zandu immediately heads to Mercutio to buy a gate scroll.
Okay. You were able to do so. Mercutio probably this whole time has kind of been eyeing you guys.
Ew.
Not like that, weirdo. Just leaning.
You're the one who said it.
Leaning on his lance sling staff double weapon. That's weird, but I can do that because I'm the GM. I'm just looking at you from across the bar now. Just kind of
He
like
passes you a drink. Sips you a Mickey.
I don't know. I was in the woods a long time.
Scared of the streets? There are no
You have
streets
to-
in the woods.
There's no streets in the woods.
You are going to stay alive long enough to pay me back, right? Right?
famous last words.
Yes.
But as I was saying, he and the rest of your forces are kind of eyeing you with like curiosity / boredom / what are we doing? That kind of thing. But Mercutio's is a little more put together. Kind of like Gandalf to the Hobbits, I guess, is the best way to put that.
Gotcha.
Been watching a lot of Lord of the Rings lately.
Gotcha.
But you get your gate scroll. You got it.
He's
All
not
right.
back on this Lang excursion thing, is he?
He will
My
not be
God,
denied.
he's so
Oh, no.
gonna
I don't have to go to
skip
Lane.
down.
I know where she is now. I can just pull her through.
Now,
Ugh.
see, the thing about the gate spell is the gate spell, I'm about 90% sure there's not a way to do that accurately. I may be confusing it with plane shift. Hold up.
What? No, gate, you go
You're
exactly where
confusing
you
with
want.
plane shift.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay. All right.
And you can call creatures. That's the thing.
You
getting
what?
one to call her. which
Yeah,
I
you
need
may
so much.
call a particular individual or kind of being through the gate.
Okay, does it have to be... Hang on. You're not trying to do this to call the spider, are you?
Hello.
Oh no, not the spider.
Senior 25 spider, we need something, please.
I'm
We've
pulling
got an
Emmy
army.
through.
The army will fight the spider.
I mean, Enderling's all buffed up. He's ready to go.
Okay,
He comes out of that mine, he can kick some ass, but
I am perfectly ready to
TVK?
I
mean,
No.
I'm sure.
it's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock TPK.
Just right now, real quick. Clean it up.
No, what he's trying to do is he's trying to pull Emmy through because he knows where she is. He knows that she's alive, so he knows that it'll work.
Right. I see. You can call it extraplanar creature, but I'm trying to find the part where
I
it
mean,
says you can grab
Emmy
a
is
dude.
now extraplanar.
Yeah.
She is without
Yeah.
the plane.
No, it's not. She's
Yeah.
not an outsider.
well, yeah, but she is a creature on another plane.
It
Yeah.
doesn't say an outsider, just says an extraplanar creature.
Yeah. I think that is for like elementals and stuff, though.
By naming
I don't
a
know.
particular being or kind of being.
Yeah.
I would like to call an Emmy through.
Willing or unwilling.
Yep.
Roll percentage,
Dude,
guys. Roll
She went on a
percentage dice.
wonderful date with the Void Weaver, like saying, dude.
Roll percentage dice.
Roll percentage dice. We will let the dice decide how that
The-
works.
Deities and unique beings are under no compulsion to come through the gate, although they may choose to do so of their own accord.
Yeah, they might.
The Voidbringer and me, they're happy together and they don't want to go through the portal.
So hang on. If you're having me roll percentage dice, isn't another option just to hold the gate open and like literally reach my hand through, grab her, and pull her through?
That is true. You could do that.
You may also get a fistful of thorax.
That axe, though.
That axe, though.
I know exactly where she's at, so
You do. Okay.
She's in the pit of lava that you bring on in.
Come on, we gotta end this session on a high note, Tommy.
We do. All right, and so we're casting gate. Make the spellcraft check for starters.
I do not need to because I have read magic.
Ah, sweet. Okay, fair enough. Is that really how that works? I thought I just knocked the DC down.
No, you
Nope.
can do it automatically with read magic.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why it's such a good spell.
Oh, I wish
Shit, I need that one.
That is a real good spell.
I think I have that one.
I think
jealous.
bards do get it for sure.
Yeah, it is a
I
zero level
think,
spell.
I think
feat.
every caster gets it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody who's not on this list.
It's a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cantrip?
It
It's a
is.
cantrip.
Yep.
Jesus.
It's such a nifty spell just to use it for everything related to magic.
You didn't
Didn't you
mention
list
that,
that as one of your cantrips, man?
No?
I don't think you did.
Oh,
I think I heard
Sorry.
detect magic.
Yeah, detect magic.
Rough. All right, so I think I'm gonna let that one hang over your guys' head for the week. The spell succeeds. The gate opens.
I said a high note, Tommy, not a cliffhanger.
Okay, all right, fine.
Cliff note.
The gate
On
opens,
a cliff note.
and everybody sees what I described. It's all like wibbly wobbly and dreamy and stuff. There's a female kitsune laying on this weird looking obsidian altar that's on top of like a spider web ziggurat.
Is the female clothed?
Yeah, she's clothed.
What a travesty.
Jesus.
You are Xandu has to concentrate to keep it open.
The question is, how long do I have to concentrate to keep it open?
Tell you in a sec.
Because it's like
You may
once
hold the gate
per
open.
round.
You may hold the gate open only for a brief time, no more than 1 round per caster level, so 7 rounds. And you must concentrate on doing so, or else the interplanar connection is severed. So essentially, you guys have 32-ish seconds, more than that. 42 seconds.
That's not hard.
7 times 6.
Can Enderling just step through and grab her and step back through? Well, Captain Chaos, can he do that?
Can Pogue uses mage hand to tie a silk rope around her, and then we pull her back through.
Okay, yeah, sure, that works. You're able to do so. You start pulling on her.
Yank.
Yank it. Where's it tied? We're gonna pull her off an altar and just get slammed into the ground. She's just a little retarded.
Just feeble-minded.
Zandu is like sitting there waiting for, like he was
Look.
planning on reaching his hand through, grabbing her by the arm, and just yanking.
Okay, fair enough.
He grabs her by.
So
Oh, can you reach her from where you are?
he can open the gate. Yeah, you can reach him.
I can open the gate wherever I want.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
well
can
then
open it
reach
next
through and
door.
grab her.
Probably just like right over top of her and just reach down, pull up. Okay, yeah, you guys are able to do so. Sure, I will be generous.
Woo!
She does not wake up, however. She continues to just kind of like peacefully sleep.
Sleeping Beauty.
All right.
Now I think this is where
get the dwarves.
get the dwarves. Yeah, you're up to mine. You're good. You've got this. This is where I'm going to go ahead and end the session for tonight, I think, now that we have the cliffhanger that is a little more than a high note, because I didn't have the creepy monster come attack you guys, so...
Yeah, all we need now is a glass coffin.
Yeah, you'll be great! Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you next week.